Good morning. Do you know, I sometimes wish you actually saw what happens before we go live.
Just before.
Literally, 3 seconds before we went live, we just changed the plants around. We had a rethink. We're like, no, we want to start with something different. But yeah, good morning. The wonderful Bex is here, looking very bright and breezy.
Hello, good morning.
I'm Sean, by the way, if you haven't seen me before. My name's Sean Ryan, and we're with you for the next 2 hours on YGTV, and we've got so many great buys. We really have some real steals. Got a brand new rose of the week, which is beautiful.
We have a climbing rose.
Yeah, bred by Hartness. We've got quite a few, I would say, drought-tolerant plants as well.
Yeah, although we've had a little bit of rain, it's been quite nice.
We've had loads, actually, where I am.
Have you managed to get your water butts filled? That's the question I would like to know.
I haven't.
No?
But it's on its way, it's not full.
Yeah. Has anyone else got their water butts filled? That's the most exciting thing about the rain, isn't it?
Yeah,
Not having to water the plants and getting the water butts filled up again.
So true. But as ever, we would love you to be part of the live show. Now, a few quick reminders if you are brand new. We always have a special off code on the screen. This week's is YGTV 2925. That unlocks all the promotions, but most importantly, it gives you...
That free postage.
Which is brilliant. And even if you make, say, several orders today, you might buy something now and then come back in half an hour's time. Every order you place from the products on the show will have free postage and packaging. Now, you also see 2 prices on the screen.
You do indeed, and we want to pay the lowest price, don't we?
Always.
Always want to get the best price, so you have to join the club to get that low price down there. It's the one in yellow that you want to get hold of. Our club gives you 10% discount off of pretty much everything. You pay £10. That's your annual cost. You don't have to pay anything else. It's a one cost. It was 20, by the way. You pay £10, and then that's going to give you everything that you can see on the screen there. So it's 10% discount off of all the plants, compost pots that you will see in the potting shed. I've forgotten to bring the pots in, Matt. I'm in trouble. But you'll also get £20 worth of product vouchers as well. Those will get sent to you in the post, plus a couple of free postage vouchers. Because obviously, if you're shopping the website, there is a postage cost, but not in the potting shed. So it's best to fill your basket from items in the potting shed. You can start saving on your first order as well. So you can join that club today, and you can start saving today.
I mean, it is just such a brilliant club.
It is.
It really is. We've saved hundreds of pounds over the last few years by being club members.
We were talking this morning, Matt, Sean, what's your name?
Matt's doing the technical things today.
Sean reminds me this morning, we are very fast approaching our 2-year anniversary of YGTV in the potting shed.
It really. So thank you to everyone for all of your support. Now, as ever, we would love you to be part of the show, so you can chat on Facebook, you can chat on YouTube, but also you can email us, because we love to see your pictures. We love to read your comments. ygtv@yougarden.com. And if you'd like to place an order today, the easiest way is on our website, yougarden.com, but you could give us a call on 0844 502 0050 as well. And we're going to go to what we believe are going to be some of the favourite plants today, but you can shop ahead. This gives you a little idea of what's coming up, and we've got some really interesting items. The Viburnum, the second in there, is the most stunning plant. It flowers twice a year, it produces berries, it's gorgeous in autumn, it's stunning, as is the Anamagawa. Amanagawa. Did I miss out a syllable there? Amanagawa. I don't know what I said. I don't know what I did say. But it's a lovely cherry tree that goes really sort of like slim. So great for like the corner of the garden, great for smaller gardens. And we have got some comments already.
We have. Now, I don't know if I'm supposed to say it or not. Happy birthday, Mauricia.
Why would we not say
Well,
it?
because then there's another comment that says top secret, Bex. So I'm not sure if that was to the birthday or...
Oh, dear.
Or what number it is. But yeah, listen, is it the numbers next to people's names? Because there's all of a sudden there's these numbers that have appeared next to people's names in the comments, and I'm not quite sure what that means. But anyway, Mauricia, happy birthday!
Yes.
Thanks for spending your birthday morning with us.
Absolutely.
I hope you've got some lovely plans for the day.
We better make it fun then, don't we? Yeah.
We better have.
Right, so we're going to start off with one of the most popular plants ever here at YouGarden.
That's got to be the Nandina.
It is. It's an absolute what I call crowd pleaser. It is for pretty much everyone's garden, and it's a plant that we both just love.
Yes.
And I have to say, the Obsessed are looking particularly good at the moment, aren't they?
They are, aren't they? And it's to do with all that beautiful colour that you get on the foliage there. It's the new growth on Obsessed that comes through in those. I mean, I don't want to say it's just red, because you get a mixture, don't you? You get red, burgundy, orange.
I can see flashes of pink almost in there as well, and all the greens. I spent yesterday just helping a friend make his garden low maintenance. Because his wife passed away a little while ago, bless her, and he's not the gardener, so I was doing a makeover, and I used 4 Nandinas in his garden because they are so low maintenance.
They're so low maintenance. I love this picture, by the way. I really love it with that festuca bluegrass there. I think it's a really good combination. But yeah, they're really low maintenance. You don't actually have to do anything to these. You can just plant them and leave them. Now, they will get to, I mean, about 3 or 4 feet in height, but they grow in this really sort of nice, neat shape, so they don't actually require any attention from you. They don't need any pruning or shaping. You can if you want to, of course, but you don't really need to, and that's one of the things that I really love about this low maintenance. Plus, of course, all those different colours that you get from it. And
they pretty much put up with all soil types, sunshade and everything in between, so it's really hard to go wrong with a Nandina. And what I was thinking with a Nandina, if you actually use that as a centrepiece in pots and containers, you've got that show-stopping plant, they call it a thriller, some people, all year round, and then you can plant around it with summer bedding, winter bedding, spring bulbs, but you've got that main focus, that main focal point, and great for obviously beds and borders as well. But it's a beautiful plant, so easy, great size for $17.99. Club members $15.29. Never loses all of its leaves, so it's not deciduous or anything like that. So you've got changing colour all year round, and you do sometimes get the flowers and berries as well.
You do, of course. I always forget about that bit. For me, Nandina is always, it's more about the foliage, isn't it, than anything. It's an added bonus when you get, berries or flowers or anything on the different varieties that we bring you. But it is foliage colour, evergreen, and ridiculously tough. That's what I love about this. It's going to cope with frost, and actually, this is a really good one for those hot days as well. It doesn't seem to get bothered by it.
It never ever seems to have an off day.
Unlike us.
Yeah, absolutely. But it doesn't. And also great if you live in the middle of a town. It tolerates pollution as well. So just an amazing plant. It really is one of the easiest, but one of the most attractive to grow. And that price today, bear in mind, it does come in the 17 centimetre pot. It is only $17.99, $15.29 if you are one of our many, many tens of thousands of club members. Right, we've got a beautiful Buddleia collection now.
A compact Buddleia.
Oh, yes.
Now, this is the important thing to talk about with the candy collection, because a lot of us maybe wouldn't choose to put a big Buddleia in our gardens, and that's just because they get really big, particularly if you've got a smaller garden space, or maybe you're a container gardener like our lovely Tony. You wouldn't necessarily plant one of those big Buddleias in a pot because they get too big. But these, the candy collection, these remain gorgeously compact. So each one of these is going to reach about 80 centimetres height and spread, so somewhere between 2 and 3 feet, which means that you can container grow these absolutely beautifully. You are going to get the 3 colours included. All the 3 that we've got in the potting shed have got flowers on. Can't guarantee yours will definitely have flowers on, but a lot of them definitely do. And these are drought tolerant, butterfly bringing beauties.
They really are. And this year actually has been a lot better for butterflies. Last year was a dreadful year. It was the worst in 14 years. I'm sure you've seen a lot more butterflies in your gardens this summer with the lovely hot spring that we had. Having said that, it's still so important to have those plants that attract them. And Buddleias are known as a butterfly bush. They are one of the biggest magnets for butterflies. But as Beck said, this is a lot more compact. Also tends to be sterile, this one, so you don't get lots of, Buddleias popping up next summer where you don't want them, and great for those smaller gardens. And I love the colour combo as well. You're not just getting the traditional purple Buddleia, you're getting the creamy white, and you're getting that fabulous pink as well. Pretty hard to go wrong with the Buddleia, say fully winter hardy. I normally prune mine sort of late springtime. Mid to late?
Mid to late spring is absolutely fine, and you can be quite, tough with these.
Yeah,
they don't really mind at all. They're very resilient plants, and they grow quite vigorously. Although they are compact, they will still get to a decent size quite quickly, which is the good thing about these.
But I love that collection. So it's known as the Candy Series. It's been very, very specially bred, and you get all three there for $19.97 for club members, $16.97. Right, a stunning, magical hydrangea next, known as Magical Fire. This is an intriguing one, isn't it?
Very intriguing. Absolutely, I love the Magical Series. I think it's very, very exciting. Now this one, you're going to get the colour changing flowers on there. Now you can see they're a lovely sort of creamy green colour that you can see coming on there. Actually, these are going to transition, and they're going to transition into those lovely sort of deep reddish pink tones that you can see. And that is an unusual colour for hydrangea. You don't often get fiery colours on hydrangea, but you will on this one, because it's going to do that colour changing as those flowers mature and progress on the plant. Hydrangeas are... we've got so many hydrangeas here at YouGarden, haven't we? And it's because they are so very popular, because they are, I know this year is probably a slight exception, but they are quite well suited to our, British summers. They love our climate. You just got to keep them regularly watered, and these will really give you lots of beauty. From summer, from about June, July, end of June, going into July, they start to flower, but they keep flowering for you through to autumn.
And when this is established, it normally takes only about 3 to 4 years to get to full size. Those conical flowers, the paniculatas, they can get to about 30 centimetres when fully established. So then you imagine those as maybe cut flower as well. And I always think with hydrangeas, they look great when they're actually in flower. They look fabulous in the winter when the flowers go over. They add some great, interesting architecture, but also they're great as a dried flower and great as a cut flower as well.
Yeah.
So many different uses. But paniculata is one of my favourites. And I also think with hydrangeas, some people worry about pruning and things, but paniculata is so much easier.
Yeah, it flowers on the new wood, so all you've got to do is in spring, late winter, early spring, just before or as you see the new growth starting to appear, that's when you can prune, and it doesn't matter what you do to it, you just prune it to the size and shape you kind of want it to be, and then the new growth that comes through will hold all of those flowers for you. This one is really well established already in that 3 litre pot. This is not, a small one. It is being brought to you as the 3 litre established plant, so you're going to get flowers this year. Oh, that was a statement, wasn't it? You definitely
I would say,
absolutely.
I would really expect to get flowers this year.
I would expect to, but then of course it's going to get bigger and better for you. And this one can get to, I think it's about 1.2 metres, so about 4 feet height and spread here. Of course, you can container grow hydrangeas. If you don't want to put them into borders, you can quite happily put them into pots and container grow them.
But what I would say, if you are going to put them in pots, give them a big pot.
Yes, and
because small pots dry out quickly, so put them in a nice big pot and it'll be very, very happy there. But colour changing, as Beck said, the flowers start off like a whitey cream with a little bit of green in there, and then as they age you get those fantastic reds and pinks as well. Only will only take a few years to get to full size, and you've got it in your garden for many years to come. I always put hydrangeas in areas where they get morning sun or evening sun. I tend to avoid the midday hot sun, only because it makes them dry out too quickly. But great price on that, particularly with it being the Magical Series, which colour change, under £15, £12.74 for club members.
For a 3 litre pot, hydrangea, £12.74, delivered price as well, by the way, as long as you're using that code, you don't pay postage. I would love you to be able to walk in somewhere, pick up a 3 litre hydrangea, and then ask them to deliver it for you for £12.74. No. It's not going to happen, is it?
Can I just say as well, I don't know about you at home, but every supermarket, I shouldn't say every, but the majority of supermarkets this year have just got trolleys of dead plants outside, haven't they? I even felt like filming and doing a feature because it's just such a waste. But our plants, we walked around the nursery this morning, they're so well looked after. Everyone's out there watering, deadheading, pruning, really, really giving them their best life while they're here. And we have got a massive reservoir, don't forget, that we built about 5 years ago that holds millions of litres of rainwater.
Yeah, so no hosepipe ban worrying us here.
No, no.
And
it's and we have had a few really heavy rains recently, so it's been topped up nicely. Right, I'm going to move on to the Lavender Mini Standard Nook, and this is so pretty, isn't it?
I think it's really elegant.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a French lavender as well, because you get those little wings up at the top there on the top of the flower. So it's just extra interest, I think, on the flowers of this particular one. But the fact that this has been grown into that mini standard shape as well, this is what gives it that gorgeous elegance. Obviously the fragrance too, from the foliage and the flowers. And if you want those pollinators in your garden, then you have to have lavender, don't you?
Oh, absolutely.
They are humming with life. When you've got a lavender plant in your garden, you are never without those pollinators. The bees adore it, butterflies adore it as well. And another one that actually, once it gets established, which this one is, it will be drought tolerant. It can definitely, withstand those periods of drought. Not one that you have to be constantly watering every single day, because I know we're all having to lug our watering cans backwards and forwards at the moment, aren't we?
Yeah, no hosepipe ban where I'm yet.
Oh, lucky you!
Yeah.
Actually, I don't know if there's a hosepipe ban near me. I've just started using I've been using the watering can anyway.
Yeah, I have been using the hose, but I've been using it very carefully, I should say. But yeah, there's no hosepipe ban yet where I live.
I used to be like that.
Yeah,
with no, now I'm right in the pot and making sure.
But that is a beautiful set. It's a mini standard, winter hardy, generally speaking, as well. And I always think that a standard looks fantastic as a centerpiece in a pot. It's going to look really pretty, really elegant. I always think the French lavender is just that little bit more flamboyant. Ooh la la. Right, then we're going to move on to another Buddleia. But this is a tricolor Buddleia. It's very special, this one.
We haven't had this in the potting shed for YGTV for a little while,
It's been a long time.
Yeah.
It's always one of the most popular, actually, when we do have it.
Yeah.
Really popular. I just went to get this earlier, went out in the nursery. That's the size that you'll get. So really well established. I will be honest, now, it's in a 12 centimetre pot, and
yeah.
They are, look, I'm just going to show you, they are quite pot bound, just being honest. It's not a problem, but it is going to need repotting really quickly, I'm going to say. So
absolutely.
Definitely that. What I always do, by the way, if you ever get a plant like this that's fairly pot bound, I would take it out of its pot and then I'd put it in a little bucket of water to get it really well soaked before you plant it. And in this pot, there's actually 3 Buddleias that have been planted together, and they're really compatible. So you've got a lovely lavender purpley shade, you've got the pink, and again you've got that creamy white. But these particular varieties grow really well together, and then when they all flower and they flower at the same time, you get that tricolour experience. But again, everything we said about the Canada series, but these will grow a little bit bigger.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, look, it's an exciting prospect for your garden to have all those different colours, isn't it?
I think
all on the same.
Yeah, I think it makes
what looks like on the same plant.
It looks more interesting, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah.
I think it really draws attention.
A bit of a festival of colour.
A festival of colour, indeed. Yeah, they're beautiful, honestly, and ridiculously tough and hardy, and only $11.04 as your discount club
That
price.
is fantastic. I mean, that's nothing,
Again,
is it?
another delivered price there, £11.04 for a plant that you will have in your garden. I mean, you could have that in your garden for decades, probably, couldn't
absolutely.
you?
And again, loves a sunny position, fairly drought tolerant when established, fully winter hardy, great magnet for the bees, butterflies, has very important pollinators, and again, we're going to say that should definitely flower this year. I mean, I can just see it beginning.
Yeah, I reckon it will. And particularly, as you say, once they pot it, Sean, or once they get it planted,
Yes.
I tell you what, you'll be amazed at how that will just all of a sudden sprout and start shooting away.
But say, just being perfectly honest and transparent, they are just kind of at that stage where they're outgrowing that 12 centimetre pot. So do repot that one ASAP, or put it in your bed and border. Right, I'm going to move on to our compost. And we have now got our best-selling product of all time here at YouGarden. It is our premium professional compost. We are doing, and you always get the best price here, $21.23 for 100 litres. And actually, do you know one of the main things, and we'll break down the say, ingredients, of the compost throughout the show, but one of the main things that people are commenting on this year is how brilliantly it rehydrates.
Yeah.
Because obviously it's been really hot, really sunny. A lot of the coir-based composts have dried out terribly. A lot of the peat-free ones are really struggling. That's one of the problems at the supermarkets. Most of the plants are grown in peat-free compost, and you've probably noticed they are drying out at a rapid rate. So the plants arrive on a morning on a trolley in the supermarket. By midday, they're all flopped and drying out, and they're reduced to clear.
Well, it's so warm, isn't it? And this is the problem.
But this rehydrates brilliant because it's got a wetting agent in it. So when it does dry out and you add water, which Bex has just done, you saw though, it just absorbed it instantly, didn't it?
I mean, unfortunately, I needed a bit more water in my watering can, but it does really soak into and then hold on to that moisture. So although, yes, we're going to have to keep on top of our watering, actually, if you're using this superior premium compost over and above some of those rubbish inferior composts, you are going to hold on to more moisture. You're going to get better results from your plants.
I love Bex not beating around the bush there. That is rubbish inferior.
They are rubbish.
Yes.
I'm not going to beat around the bush at all. This is an amazing compost, and it's packed with all those fantastic ingredients. Now, the first one I always talk about is the composted wood fibre, and it's one of the main things you notice that's different about this to other composts. When you open the bag, you'll see it's really fibrous, it's loose, it's light, and it's airy, and it's made up of that. It's about 50%, isn't it, the composted wood fibre? So it gives it this wonderful loose texture, which means that roots can grow and develop. You can form a really nice strong root structure, and that means you're going to have a healthy plant. But it also means that it's going to hold on to that moisture as well. That composted wood fibre really helps to evenly distribute the water throughout the pot or the ground, wherever you've got it, but also hold on to that moisture too.
And it does mean that those roots can get all of the nutrients, water and oxygen as well. Now, we have got various peats in here. We've reduced the content over the years, but we put in the minimum amount of peats, and that's white peats, dark peats, renewable peats, that's sphagnum moss peats, but we put the minimum amount in to give the maximum results. We don't use coir, and although coir has got some brilliant attributes, you know, it's a fantastic product, coir also has problems, and it does tend to dry out quite quickly, and coir is very low in nutrition, like really low.
Yeah, so you have to really be on top of your feeding.
You've got to. Most coir-based composts are pumped full of added feed because coir doesn't actually naturally have much nutrition in it. So we use, say, reduced peats, but giving you the maximum results with the minimum amounts.
Of course, you've got all of the slow-release fertiliser in there as well, so it does help to feed your plants for up to 6 months when you're using this particular compost. It's the compost we use here at the nursery, and our plants are awesome.
And I was just
not beating around the bush. Our plants are awesome.
And you know, I was thinking about the slow-release fertiliser because we always bang on about feeding, but sometimes you are so busy. Most of us have been really struggling.
Forget.
I don't forget. I just run out of time. You know, I always think, I should feed today, but the watering this year has been so full on, hasn't it?
Yeah.
That quite often you don't really have time to feed, but we've got all the food in there to give them that, that feast of nutrition for 5 to 6 months. And you've got a pH buffer, so it's a perfect pH for virtually all plants, apart from the very few acid-loving ones. But if you are a club member, you get the best price on this, $21.23. Bex is pointing it there. That yellow price is 15% lower than the red price. And all you need to do to get the best price ever on our compost, plants, pots, containers is join our club right now. If you love your garden as much as we love ours, then why not join the YouGarden Discount Club?
The club has been running for many years, and it's where thousands of our customers enjoy a whole host of benefits to ensure that they get the most out of their gardens for less.
Now is a great time to join the YouGarden Discount Club, as the benefits have just got even better. So what do you get when you join the club?
Firstly, our members will get bigger discount rates all year round. So you'll now receive 15% off our range of plants and accessories, and that's on top of any other discounts you might have.
For those bigger investments, such as garden furniture or lawnmowers, for example, you now get 7.5% discount on all of our outdoor living and machinery range.
In addition to the ongoing discounts, you'll also get more voucher value when you join or renew your club membership. We will send you 4 £5 product vouchers, which you can redeem throughout the year against the cost of your orders.
And as a new added benefit, you will now receive 2 free P&P vouchers, which can be redeemed against the cost of your shipping.
Club members get priority access to exclusive offers and brand new products at our best prices.
We'll keep you up to date with fantastic advice and top tips from our grown experts and professional gardeners to make sure that you get the most from your new purchases and existing plants. The best way to join the club is with our auto-renewal subscription. You'll pay £10 per year, then at the end of the year we will automatically renew your membership to ensure you retain all of your benefits. Plus, the price you pay when you join will never go up for as long as you remain a member, and that's a guarantee.
And remember, when you join the club, you will start saving from the very first order you make, as the discounts will be applied immediately. So with all that the YouGarden Discount Club has to offer, why not join us and start saving today?
We'd love to help you make the most of your garden for less with the YouGarden Discount Club. Ah, the days when Bex had dark hair, eh? So much better blonde.
So much better blonde.
Yeah. But you were naturally blonde, weren't you?
Yeah. My mum was right.
Yeah,
Sorry,
your
Mum.
mum's always right. But you saw there, jokes apart, the club membership is brilliant. So if you're not a member, become a member right now, save on your first order. Also, tell friends and family, spread the word, because you get just such fantastic value once you become a club member. And remember, if you are ordering today, that yellow price, that's the price you pay for club members, but also use that offer code YGTV2925 and you will get 15% off all the plants and the compost and our pots that we've got available as well. How's the chat today, Bex?
The chat is lovely. Everybody's in. Let's
Morning.
say hello to everybody. So, Alistair, good morning.
Morning,
Marissa,
Alistair.
obviously, we say good. Everyone say happy birthday to Marissa, please.
Happy birthday, Marissa.
Neil, good morning to you. He's dipping in and out as usual on a Thursday. Anne Grimmy. And I saw another name, Nathan. Nathan's in the chat from East Coast Tropical. Gillian, yes. When pruning roses, go down to the 5-leaf stem, prune just above the 5-leaf stem, not below it, just above it. Angela, good morning to Angela as well.
Morning,
Hello to you
Angela.
all. Nice to have you in the chat. Thank you very much. We do have emails that are coming in. Are we doing this, Matt? Sorry, are we doing emails? Lovely. Ali G, you're cheating. You sent the email on Wednesday. It's got to be the first one on a Thursday. Naughty, no, I'm only joking. We were taking the mickey last week because I think it was Neil. It was Neil, wasn't it? Neil got in early.
Right.
But he sent it at like 3 o'clock in the morning.
Like your style, Neil.
Anyway, Ali G got in yesterday. A few photos taken on Wednesday of what's looking good in our garden at the moment. And it has actually rained, thank goodness.
Yay.
Yeah, I think we're all feeling a little bit
tell you
like,
what, yeah,
thankfully.
We've never, ever been praying for rain so much, have we?
Here we go, it's connected. Right, let's have a look at
Right, let's have a look at these pictures.
What's going on? Oh, look at the tomatoes.
Very nice.
Whoa,
loads
coming
coming,
on
yeah.
Wow.
I tell you what, I've really struggled with my tomatoes this year.
I didn't do tomatoes this year.
Oh, yes.
Red
Red Baron, one of our favourite grasses. That's looking really red, isn't it?
That's looking really
Yes.
good. Love that. Very nice. Hang on, how many of you
I've
sent,
I've
Ali?
just planted a few more of those in my garden, actually.
Oh, she's got a Echinacea. Is that the purpureus? Oh, no, that's got to be green twister, hasn't it? I don't know, it's not looking very green at the moment.
No, I think it's a...
Maybe it is purpureus.
I think it's purpureus. I do.
I do love Echinacea.
Mine
It's one of my
are
faves,
not
Echinacea.
quite out yet.
Oh, what's going on here? Loads of container gardening going on here. There's all sorts in there. You've got your lilies in the background. I don't know what this one is in the front. Some kind of hollyhock?
I was going to say, the leaves look like a hollyhock.
They do, don't they?
Yeah, I think it's a small hollyhock. Sometimes it might just be its first year.
Maybe. It's looking good though, Ali.
It is.
Hang on.
Maybe it was one of our plug collection. So it's first
Final
year.
picture.
Oh.
The Shasta daisies, lycanthemums.
Yes.
Gorgeous. I love those. I
Get
think
the
they're
question.
really pretty.
Yeah, quite a compact variety, that one.
Nice one.
Do you know, I was really annoyed because mine looked amazing a few days ago. And then they all dried out. And like literally every flower just went.
Just went.
Yeah.
They'll come back again now,
Yeah, there'll be more to come. But it
They're
was just,
pretty good.
it looks amazing. And then I, took my eye off it. And yeah, every single blooming flower just
Grimmy's in.
went over.
Skyscraper lily and hibiscus starburst looking pretty. Oh.
Let's have a look.
What?
Now that is a skyscraper, isn't
That
it?
is a skyscraper. Look at how many flowers are on there as well.
Yeah.
And buds waiting to open up.
And that looks really nice and tall, doesn't it?
That's impressive, Grimmy.
And then the hibiscus, did he say?
He did say hibiscus starburst. Oh, there it is. That's the chiffon as well, isn't it?
Yeah, my mum's got that one. It's a beautiful double, isn't it? There you go.
Yes, well done for labelling. I'm so bad at labelling.
That looks... I tell you what, it's been a really good year, I think, for hibiscus. Covered in buds this year. I think
really good.
That hot weather's really helped them.
Oh, Alistair's in. We love Alistair's garden, don't we?
Alistair's got an amazing garden.
Well, but yeah.
Oh.
And a bee! A bee! I love a bee picture. The agapanthus, not purple pumpkin.
No.
Oh my word! I forgot. Firework.
Yes, well done. How comes Matt got it before we did?
Well, he's good. I tell you what, Matt's
that was on the
getting
tip
good
of
now.
my tongue.
Oh, and more. Which one's this one? Is that popping purple or is that the blue one? The Africanus?
Yeah, I don't think it's purple enough for popping purple.
Look at all that colour though. Look at the background and the colour there. All the yellows and oranges and reds and so much colour. Beautiful, well done, Alistair. Hang on, we've got several pictures. I want a wide shot. I'm hoping you've put a wide shot in, Alistair.
Oh, your oleander's looking good.
Nice oleander. Lots of flowers on that one.
Again, the oleanders, I mean, anything that you've got that's Mediterranean this year has done phenomenal, hasn't it?
It really has.
Yeah, that's it's been a really good year for the agapanthus as well. I mean, they've not minded the dry weather.
Oh, look more.
Yeah,
agapanthus.
Again, you see. It's been such a good year, hasn't it?
Very good, Alistair. I know you've got lots and lots of colour in your garden.
And you know, I was just thinking, this is what I love about gardening. You know, every year is a bit different. No year's ever the same, is it? You know, and the weather kind of dictates that to some degree. So last year, a lot of the med stuff struggled a little bit because it was a bit cold and wet for summer. This year, they've loved it. So...
Dingo's in.
Hello, Dingo.
Good morning, Bex and Sean. The last of the lilies. But now the oleanders are opening up. Cheers, Dingo. Let's have a little look because you've got loads of them, haven't you?
Oh,
there they
wow.
are. Yeah, all the lilies have started opening up in my garden as well. They're, opening up and going over. They add so much colour, don't they? And so much fragrance. I don't think I'll ever have a garden without lilies. I do think they're beautiful. Nice. Well done, you
Well
lot.
done.
Right, so Penny, Tony, Vicky, you're up next.
Right, so stay watching, Vicky. But we're going to move on to a dazzler.
A Bobby Dazzler?
A Bobby Dazzler. Well, actually, no, a torbay Dazzler. There is a bit of a Bobby Dazzler. And it's this one here, and we have got it for $15.29 for all of you tens of thousands of club members. We love Cordylines, we love the architecture, the structure. Again, they're pretty easy to grow, but the torbay Dazzler has got the most stunning colours. When you look at the foliage, just look at the margins, the edges of those leaves. I mean, the lime green, the creams, the deep intense green. It's just so beautiful. And, you know, there are, again, a lot of the supermarkets recently, I've seen their Cordylines, and they're just really boring. They tend to be just solid green or kind of like a solid brown colour. But the torbay Dazzler has got the most incredible colours. And you do, I know that's showing a bit of pink, but you sometimes do get a little bit of hint of the pink in it.
There is on this one.
Yeah.
Like, as you go down into the crown, into the centre, you can see that, and it gets more established and more pronounced as well on the plant. I think it's one,
yeah, look, you can definitely see it there, can't you?
It's one of the beautiful ones, definitely, with all of that variegation. They get taller, they'll get to, I mean, between 2 and 3 metres, you know, these can absolutely reach. And obviously, as the lower leaves fade, you get that trunk forming at the base. It gets nice and thick, and that allows that underplanting, which I think is really important, particularly for smaller spaces, and for adding that height into the garden.
Yeah.
When you look at your garden, I mean, if you want to get into the designing of a garden, you do need things that are down low and up high. It makes you travel around the garden and try and look at everything, and that's where the design aspect works.
It utilises the space.
Yeah.
You know, you think about this, if you're just planting everything low down in the ground, you're only using a fraction of the space in your garden, but when you have got height, it adds so much. And Cordylines, they are easy to grow. You've got that lovely foliage all year round. They do tend to be winter hardy, but we always say if it's particularly cold winter with a Cordyline, just literally, and this is how it'll arrive, just tie it up, not all winter, but just if it's a really severe period where you've got really harsh frost or snow, just do that. You can put a little horticultural fleece over it, but they generally do survive pretty much all the winters in the UK. But they're easy, you know, they just look after themselves. And I think with the Cordyline, yes, you can underplant it, but also just in a pot with some gravel around it can look really simple, stylish, and a little bit more contemporary as well. But one of my favourite plants, and that one is a stunner, isn't it?
Definitely,
yes,
absolutely.
It is definitely a dazzler.
It's definitely a Bobby Dazzler, that one.
Right, we have got the most stunning cherry blossom tree. When I say cherry blossom, this doesn't produce cherries.
No.
We do have trees that produce cherries.
We do.
But this is all about the blossom. And I have to say, I remember selling these as a bare root in the winter time. And I'm sure that our bare root price was close to the price that you're paying now. And this is already really well established. It's up to, we're saying up to 80 centimetres tall. I think some of them may be even a bit taller than that.
I
and
agree.
It will come in a 5-litre pot as well. That's what it looks like in springtime, though.
Yeah, it's
Beautiful.
amazing. It's got these wonderful, they're called fastigiate branches. Those are the ones that point straight upwards, basically. So this is great if you've got that, I mean, I'm not going to say smaller garden, but you know, that slimmer space where you want to put something. This is the one to go for because you've got those fastigiate branches that go directly upwards. It has the most gorgeous structure to it, rather than the the Kanzan that has that more weeping nature to it.
And I think for a lot of people, they love the idea of getting a cherry blossom, but actually, some of the varieties, when they get really big, you've got to imagine the amount of shade that can create as well.
Yeah.
And when you've got, I've got a few big trees in my garden, and it makes things quite difficult. How many of you have got lawns that look really bad where your cherry tree is? But because this is tall and slim, there are so many advantages, and it does work really well in a corner of a garden, definitely.
Definitely, yeah.
And if I remember rightly, that name translates to Milky Way.
Something like that.
Yes,
yeah,
it does, because the shape of it.
Exactly.
Yes.
And because this gets completely smothered in the in those gorgeous cherry blossom flowers, it's really a stunning beauty in the garden. Great, I think, because this can reach between 4. I mean, it could go up probably up to 8 metres. Honestly, it could get up there. So if you're planting this in front of a window or something or other, the fact that obviously it's going to drop its leaves in winter means it's not going to block out any light from coming into the house or the rooms that you've planted it in front of.
I mean, it's actually one of the most sought after varieties of our cherry blossom trees because of its shape, because it's naturally tall and slim and slender, because it doesn't branch out and create too much, say, shade elsewhere in your garden. And to get it at that price today, $24.99, is exceptional. So we did a bare root, I'm sure, in the winter that was close to that price. And actually, for club discount members, $21.24. Now, I always say with cherry blossom trees, generally speaking, they want a nice sunny spot, but slightly sheltered, because what you don't want is to have loads of beautiful blossom and then the winds come along and take it all off after a couple of days.
I mean, it looks pretty because it's like a snow shower, but yeah, slightly sheltered is best.
Yeah, sheltered but sunny is ideal, and a good, say, well-drained soil is ideal for it. But you can grow them in pots, of course. This one,
It's not going to reach its full potential growing it in a pot, but you can pretty much container grow anything. So if you are a container gardener and you wanted this in your garden, absolutely you can container grow it. I think the 30 litre, 35 litre, the 50 litre, any of those you could keep it in.
Personally,
you just got to keep it watered.
If you don't want to have to repot it, I would put it in the 50 litre.
Yeah.
Because it'd be really happy in there for say, most of its life.
But you'd essentially be bonsaiing it, wouldn't you? Because you'd be keeping it smaller.
Yeah.
So it's totally possible to do that.
I know our head gardener, I asked him that question years ago, and he said, yeah, you can grow pretty much anything in a pot.
Anything in a pot.
The key is watering and feeding.
Who was here when Adam was here? Because do you remember he's talking about how he's got a horse chestnut tree, a conker tree.
In a pot?
He has bonsai'd a horse chestnut tree.
Really?
He showed us pictures. He's had it for, Amanda will tell me if she's watching. I think he said 15 years. He's got it in his old dog's water bowl.
Really?
Because he didn't want to get rid of the water bowl after the dog passed.
Oh.
And it's about up to, I think he said it's up to about hip height.
Wow.
A conker tree up to hip height, and he's been growing it for about 15 years.
Wow.
So
there you go.
You can grow pretty much anything in a pot.
So if you do want to add, we've got the pack of 4 30 litre heavy duty pots, and again $15.29. These, by the way, even if you just want to buy some pots today, these are absolutely fantastic. One of the best selling products, one of the highest rated. As Bex is demonstrating, they are pretty much impossible to break. I have never ever ripped a handle off these.
I haven't.
Never.
Never.
I've never ever broken or damaged one of these in probably 15 to 20 years. Great drainage, which is so important. Most plants hate being waterlogged. You cannot. I think it's physically impossible to have a plant in here that's waterlogged.
I'm going to replant actually later on this afternoon. I've got 2 ferns either side of the front door. I don't think there's enough drainage. The leaves are starting to go brown.
Really?
I don't think there's enough drainage in those pots, so I'm going to take them both out. I'm going to put them into one of these and see if I can rescue them.
Because
there's no way they're going to sit in water in these pots.
This is my garden, and I recognise those secateurs. I recognise that greenhouse. I recognise that.
Recognise that T-shirt.
Yeah, I was going to say I recognise that belly on me. But
you hate that T-shirt.
I do. But yeah, I genuinely use these every time that I garden. I know Bex does as well. Tomatoes love these pots because they're big enough to hold onto the moisture. They are great for just everyday gardening jobs. When you're carrying your tools around, when you're weeding, deadheading, that plant is still in there because I don't know what to do with it. The Euonymus there.
It's still there.
It's still there? Yeah, it's still there. Now I always use top tip when you're planting up. I always decant compost into a heavy-duty pot. It's a lot easier, I find, to work from a pot rather than a bag. And if you haven't got these already, I promise you, you will use them for numerous jobs every single time that you garden. And obviously they're great for growing plants and vegetables in, and fruit trees as well. I've grown potatoes, raspberries, I've got my, just thinking right now what I've got in there. I've got all of my tomatoes in heavy duty pots, different varieties. Fruit trees, I've got quite a few fruit trees in them. I've got my raspberry canes growing in them. Bex, what have you got in yours?
I've got roses, appletini, 3 different types of blueberry, the peach tree, a cordyline, fatsias.
That's a lot, isn't it? Yeah.
Because obviously I'm hopefully moving house later this year, so I'll be doing a lot of container gardening, and these are the perfect ones to grow these plants in so that I can then transplant them into the new garden when I get there. I
mean, honestly, one of the best investments you'll ever make. 130011. If you'd like to order those, $15.29. Don't forget to use the offer code YGTV 2925 to get your free delivery as well. Right, Bex has got loads more plants to come. She's just getting them ready. We've got the Rose of the Week. We've got pink pampas coming up. We've got the pineapple guava. But let's remind you of some of your favourites so far. So this is a Nandina obsessed, known as sacred bamboo. It's such an easy plant, and when I say easy, all soil types, sunshade, everything in between. Doesn't need much pruning at all, if any. Grows about 1.20 m, and you've got ever-changing coloured foliage. And it is evergreen, so it always looks good every single day of the year. It does flower, you also get berries as well. But if you want low maintenance gardening, if you want a plant that looks great every day of the year, that is an absolute must. 759, I think it was, yes. It was 759. Right, we'll also give you the details of the Buddleia butterfly candy. Now this is the candy series is very special because it's a compact series of Buddleia. Only grows to about 80 centimetres, and you get pinks, you get creams, you get purples in there as well. Great magnet for the butterflies and the bees, of course, and easy to grow. And that variety is pretty much sterile, so you don't get lots of Buddleia cropping up where you don't want them. But it's a lovely, easy, compact variety that will only grow to about 80 by 80 centimetres. Loves a sunny spot, of course, with it being a Buddleia. 511286. Then we've got the magical fire. Oh my word, I love this. It is a hydrangea paniculata. Now, it's part of our magical series. What does that mean? It means that these colour change. Oh yes, so they start off like a creamy white with a little bit of green in there, but as they age, they develop these intense pink and red, and it pretty much holds that colour right the way through into autumn. Grows to about 1.20 m, this one, when fully grown, and great in moist, well-drained soil. And I would say morning sun, evening sun is ideal for for a hydrangea. Those flowers, by the way, they're paniculata, so they're those big kind of cones, those conical shapes, and when established, they can be as big as 30 centimetres. Your school ruler, you may remember, that's the size that they can become. 511635. Do love that. That price is amazing, by the way. I would certainly grab that today. And then we've got the lavender. Now, this is the mini standard known as a nook, and it is a really pretty French lavender. Now, French lavender tends to be a little bit more ornate, it's a little bit more elaborate looking, but still great for the pollinators. Fragrance-wise, this is outstanding. And it is only $16.99 for club members, 511 725. Then we have got for you next, the Buddleia tricolor. Now, really popular was this one because you've got 3 different Buddleias. You've got a purple, a pink, and a creamy white, all growing together. So it gives you this festival colour like this. So I just think it makes a Buddleia, which can be seen as a little bit boring. I mean, butterflies don't find it boring, obviously, but you know, sometimes the traditional Davidii Buddleia can be a little bit boring. Not this one. Fantastic tri-colour, giving you something just a little bit more exciting and visual on the eye. Loves sunny spot again, great for the pollinators, 511613, and that's £11.04 for club members. And then this lovely Cordyline, it's known as torbay dazzler. Very interesting foliage on this particular one because you've got creams, you've got greens, you've got a little bit of pink in there as well. Can grow to about 2 metres, maybe even more actually. Great for pot gardening and very, very easy to grow. Just put it in a sunny position, good premium compost. Do use our premium professional compost. And over the years, as the lower leaves go over, you just chop those off with your secateurs and it will form a long, big, thick stem. Some people call it the cabbage palm because it gives it, you know, over the years it forms this lovely kind of palm shape. 680-236. And then we have got a really, here it is, a really beautiful cherry blossom tree, a managawa, and that translates to Milky Way because of the shape of this. Now, what is really special about this variety of cherry blossom is it naturally grows tall and slender. So that means it's great for smaller gardens. It's great for the corner of a garden. It's never going to get too big and branch out and create lots of shade. But in the springtime, the blossom, these beautiful double blossoms that have this fabulous shade of creamy white and pink, they are absolutely magical. Ideally put it in a sunny spot and slightly sheltered, then you'll actually hold on to that blossom for even longer. But a beautiful, beautiful tree, great price on that. You know, I mean, think about spring this year. Think about the blossom trees that you saw on your travels. Did you desire one? Did you want one? We can get one right now with the managawa. And that price is honestly close to what we would sell that for as a bare root where you've got to do all the work. We've done it for you. It's in a 5-litre pot and it will already be very, very well established, ready to plant. Just keep it well watered as it establishes. 5-1-5-4-3. And then don't forget, we have also got our brilliant premium professional compost, and it is brilliant. It is a compost we use on the nursery. It's a compost that I use. You know, I plant up the pub garden. I do a little bit of work in the village planting up gardens, and it is the compost that I absolutely love. But I will let you into a secret. I was planting up a garden yesterday, and I ran out of our compost. And it's so annoying. I just needed more compost than I thought. So I had to do that trip down to the garden centre and buy an inferior compost. So stock up now, 21-23, and you will get 100 litres. Slowly fertilising that composted wood fibre, reduced peat to give you the maximum results with the minimum amount, and a pH buffer and a wetting agent so it rehydrates absolutely beautifully. So always worth adding that to your order. And don't forget, you get free delivery if you use that code YGTV2925. And what's the best price, Bex?
The club price.
Yes, correct.
Thank you.
Very good.
I'm on it. I am on it today.
On fire, Bex.
On fire, yeah, absolutely. I was just checking out all the emails that are coming through. There's loads of people sending pictures.
Great.
Alistair sent another couple in. Who else have we got? Dave sent some in. Gillian, I cannot identify that rose. We'll have another look in a little while. Chrissy, I haven't seen an email from you before, so I'm quite excited to show your pictures as well.
Hello, Chrissy, if you're new.
So yes, we've got the pampas grass for you now, and this is the pink pampas.
Oh yes.
How's yours coming along?
Pretty good.
Have you got any plumes this year?
I would say it's definitely going to. I can sort of see because
the potential.
Yeah, because the foliage is beginning to thicken up, and so yeah. What about you?
No, mine's slow, but it's because it's in the
wrong place.
It's in the wrong place. It's fine.
So I planted mine. Was it last year? I planted
it was last year.
Yeah. So. And it won't flower. We're going to say, look,
it won't flower.
It's not going to flower this year, but year 2 it certainly should. And I just can't wait. And do you know what I reckon? Because we had a really hot summer, I think the pinks might be amazing.
Yeah, and this is the thing with it. Okay, so you can get these gorgeous pink plumes on here, which I think is really gorgeous. Now the colour will be more intense in a warmer, sunnier place in your garden. It might be that it's slightly more muted pink, still beautiful, I think, but definitely warm summers, a nice sunny spot in your garden. That's where you'll get the most vivid colours from this.
I think with climate change, and every year's different, I know, but you know, this year, if you planted this last year, I think the chances are you're going to get some fabulous pink plumes. I can't wait. I'm excited.
And it gets better, obviously, over the years. So, yeah, you're not going to get any this year. You should get some next year. The year after, it'll multiply. You'll get even more. And remember you saying this about your white ones that you planted, Sean.
Oh, yeah.
How it got so much better in, like...
I mean, year 3, I got about 60-odd plumes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
We are going to be honest. You're going to need space for this one.
Of course you are.
Yeah, you get 3. You might. I mean, I bought 3, but I gave 1 to Bex.
You did.
I
might try and dig it up and take it with me.
Oh, go on.
I might try.
Yeah. Yeah, go on.
I might try.
But they could get to about 2 metres by 2 metres, maybe even a little bit more. So you need space for pampas.
But you can. And the thing is, right? You can, and I would recommend planting them in the ground. But I have been reading up, and you can container
pots,
grow.
yeah, you can.
But you need a large pot.
Yeah.
You can do it, and it will keep it a little bit smaller. But you can actually container grow them too.
I reckon, because we've got the biggest pots we do are the 50 litres, I reckon in a 50 litre...
Might be able to.
Yeah.
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 Well, I've just had a pack of 350 litres delivered, so maybe
I
will try digging that pampas up later this year and see if I can keep it in a container.
But I love the fact that pampas really come into their own. When a lot of things are dying down, you know, autumn time, that's when a pampas actually produces these incredible plumes. So it's always kind of like September into October. I kept mine on all through the winter this year.
A lot of people do, and I think it does add that nice winter interest, and then you just sort of trim them down in sort of, you know, after winter, springtime.
Yeah, springtime.
And then it'll redo it all again for you the next year. Of course, you can cut them, you can dry them, you can use them inside, you can use them for tickling sticks or interior decoration, whatever you fancy doing.
Hey, if you've got a cat and you're trying to get your cat in, top tip, use one of these. My cat will I just waft it around.
Because he loves it.
Yeah, and he's like, follow me, and then I get him in, yeah. Top tip. But they're beautiful, and so the pink is really quite unusual to get in the UK, and they are so well grown and established. Look at those roots.
They're gorgeous, look.
Yeah.
And the thing is, they stay evergreen. I mean, in colder areas, you do get some more sort of tan leaves going on. But you can, in sort of milder, more sheltered areas, they'll stay that lovely green colour. So you are left with something looking great throughout winter as well, particularly if you leave those plumes on.
So anyway, at that price, £12.72 for club members. That works out, you know, about £4.24 for the Cordyline, and it is their stunning pink version. Right, we're also just going to show you. We've got a couple of really interesting fruits for you next, actually, something a little bit different. And this is the Kiwi Jenny. And again, you get 3 of these for just $15.97. And you may be thinking, Sean Bex, can you grow kiwi in the UK? The answer is yes, with this variety.
Yes, you absolutely can. Do you know what? I'm missing Elaine. Olwyn, hello, by the way.
Morning,
back
Olwyn.
in the chat. I feel like we haven't seen you for ages,
Yes.
Olwyn. So thank you for coming back in.
We were talking about
And
Olwyn.
Elaine, where's Elaine gone? I haven't seen her for ages, because Elaine was growing these,
She
wasn't
was.
she?
You're right, yeah.
And I'd love to know how Elaine's are going on. But yeah, I haven't seen her for ages. But yes, they are perfectly suited to our UK weather. They're actually sort of native and are grown in sort of Asian countries where, yes, it's hot and humid in the summer, but it's
cold
cool
sometimes.
and cold and frosty in the winter time. So these can grow perfectly well in the UK. They are a self-fertile variety, but in this pack you're actually getting 3. say, even with self-fertile plants, it does help if you plant them in groups, because they will help each other and you'll get better crops from them. They need a sunny spot. They really do love a bright sunny spot in the garden. So I would grow them up against a sunny wall. They're not necessarily a climbing plant, but they might just need a little bit of support, something to lean against, something to sort of tie it into, if you know what I mean. And
again, if you are growing these right now, chances are you're going to get a bumper crop this year with all of this fabulous sun. But they are going to love the current climate. They're going to get really well established. Just keep them well watered. Really well
established, yeah. And keep them well watered. Give them that sunny spot. What was I going to say about them? Oh, so they ripen, or they start to ripen by about September, October. I think in this kind of weather, the chances are, if we get summers like this in the next few years, they would ripen on the plant. But sometimes they're just not quite ripe enough by the time you need to pick them. In which case, all you do is you stick them in a bowl with some bananas, and that ripens them up.
But I just think it's fabulous to be able to grow kiwis in this country. And really, I think the foliage is really nice on this.
Oh yeah, it's got that lovely fuzzy texture to it as well.
Yeah, it actually feels like the fruit.
Yeah.
It's like, that fuzziness that you get on a kiwi, you've got it on the leaves as well. But specially adapted to grow in the UK. Do we say how it's about -8?
I think we say completely hardy, to be honest with you. But the only thing you've got to be careful of is the new shoots can get a little bit frostbitten. So sometimes it's those new shoots that need protecting.
And I'm thinking in the winter, just make sure they're not like in a really cold, wet area.
Yeah.
They want that sun trap. They want well-drained soil. But there you go. We're winter hardy, which also means lifetime guarantee. So, anything that's got that symbol, that little snowflake symbol, means that if you buy this and for some reason it doesn't do well, I'm cut to the chase, if it dies, then we would replace it absolutely free. All you'd pay is the postage. So anything that has that symbol, winter hardy, we would replace it for free if it dies. And even if it died in like 3 years, 4 years, 5 years,
10 years.
10 years, yeah. We would replace it for free. Right, going to move on to the Acacelliana now. I know this is pineapple guava. So I'm just looking.
We did have one with some flowers on.
Yeah, some have got buds and flowers. I
don't think this is the one that had the flowers on.
No, but it's a plant that is extraordinary, this one, on so many different levels.
It's got so much interest to it, this plant.
Should we start with the flowers?
Why not? Yeah. Look at those. Beautiful flowers, and you can get loads and loads of these on there. Pollinator magnet. They love, love, love those flowers. And of course, you can then produce fruits on here. I'm not going to say you will, but you can produce these beautiful fruits. Pineapple and guava mixed together. That's what the flavour is supposed to be on here. Juicy, sweet, delicious. But for me, this is more about the fact that this is an evergreen plant and you get these really tropical, gorgeous-looking flowers on here. And I really like the fact that you've got 2 shades of green. So the top of the leaf is more green, the underside has got this more silvery tone to it. I think it's interesting.
And I've got this in my new garden, but I only planted it last year. But in my old garden, I planted this one. And I kind of forgot what it was. I planted it. Loved it. I just thought it was a foliage plant because it's evergreen, and it looked really nice. And then one morning, I know I've told this story before, but one morning I was wandering around my garden, cup of coffee in my hand, check out the plants. I'm sure a lot of you do that. I know you do that. It's what you do, don't you? You're like, what's come out today? And I just remember seeing this, and it had some flowers on it, and I'd not even spotted the buds because the buds are quite inconspicuous. They're the same colour as the leaves, and they're little kind of like almost like peas. But when I saw the flowers, they were just spectacular, and the flowers are really unusual, really exotic. Because they were sort of like really, really, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm trying to make a play on the word stamens, but the stamens are huge on these, a bit like a callistemon.
Yeah.
And then you've got the 4 petals around them in like pinks and purples. So they're really unusual, aren't they?
They
really
are.
Exotic.
They look tropical and exotic, but actually this plant is quite easy to look after. It's one of the half-hardy ones. So I think for a lot of areas of the country, you're going to be fine and you can plant this out. But hardy to about -5 when it gets established, basically. So just bear that in mind based on where you're living. You know, if you're South Coast, London, a lot of areas of the country, you're going to be absolutely fine, aren't you?
My last one, I never gave it any protection. The one that I bought last year is just it's just in the border. It does get a lot of sun, but I know that my garden definitely got cold last winter, and it's done great. But it's a lovely plant, really unusual. And then if it does fruit, the fruits have got a lovely white flesh, and you kind of like scoop it out. But it is a bit like, pineapple-y, sort of like guava. It's tropical tasting. Normally, most people do sort of like cut the fruit in half and scoop, don't they?
Yes. I've never tried one. So when yours fruits, can I please try one?
My last one only fruited, I'd be honest, it only fruited a couple of times. Always flowered once it got established, but it didn't fruit every year.
Well, because I'm sure it will, when it does.
Oh, yes.
I want to try it.
I'll bring some in.
Yeah.
I'll bring some in. But it is a lovely plant. As Beck said, it's a beautiful plant in its own right, just for the foliage and the flowers.
Yeah,
really
definitely.
different. And it's only $14.44 if you are one of our many, many club members. Right. We're going to move on to a joint favourite.
Now, Erigeron is going in my top 10 list of plants. And not because this is, you know, the most show-stopping plant that you'll have in your garden, but I do think it's show-stopping in its own way. This has the most amazing colour-changing flowers on here. And you can use it in so many different ways. What I would actually quite like to do next year, I'm going to do a perennial hanging basket. I'm going to get vincas, I'm going to get Erigeron. I don't know what else, but I'm going to put these all into a hanging basket. Particularly our...
what about some Bowles mauve in the centre?
Maybe some Bowles mauve in the centre. I really like the idea, particularly if you planted it into the sides of our easy fill hanging baskets, because I think that might actually create a really nice display. Anyway, I've got these underneath my Salix Flamingo Standard, and it looks amazing underplanted there. Flowers consistently for months. Mine started really early on this year, probably towards the end of April, May. It was in bloom, and it continues looking amazing. If it goes a little bit leggy, like this year, because it was so hot and stuff, it's gone a little bit. What I've done is I've trimmed it right back, and within a couple of weeks, this is going to start doing it all over again. But normally you get 6-7 months worth of these colour-changing daisy flowers. You get the pinks, you get the whites, and it transitions through, and you get the blush pink tones in there as well. And you don't normally have to do anything to it, you just leave it alone.
And I can honestly say mine's been totally neglected. It's been an area of the garden that has not really been watered this year, and it's done so well because it is, you know, it's one of these plants. I mean, it will grow out of a side of a rock, you know, it will grow in a crack in a pavement. It really tolerates very poor soils. It's very drought tolerant, and it is fully winter hardy. But it's a great ground cover plant, you know. And I always say that the flowers on the Erigeron are not outstanding individually, but en masse they are, because you've got such a beautiful shades of white right the way through to intense pink and every shade in between. In fact, if you actually looked at a carpet of Erigeron, there are just, I would say, dozens and dozens of shades of pink.
I'm going to do it.
They really are. And you never have to deadhead. You know, you don't, I mean, you should feed them a bit, but I never do, and they come back without fail every single year, fully winter hardy. But a really great one for gravelled areas, poor soils, great if you're looking for drought-tolerant plants, and a great en masse, but yes, they do work really well with other plants as well. You've got yours next to have you got yours next to... It's your geranium Roseanne, isn't it?
Yeah, so I've got one on that border, and it's kind of mixed into the geranium Roseanne, which looks really nice combination. But I'm just also showing this one, which Matt's going to show in a second for you, which is the one that, it's juddering, which is the one that's just underneath the Salix Flamingo, and that was in May. That was 23rd of May. I filmed
so
this.
pretty, isn't it?
Look at all those different colours. Look how many flowers were on there. I think they are so pretty. Next year, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get those wonderful urn planters that we do. You know, those lovely grey-coloured ones.
Oh, they'd be nice.
I'm going to put one each into the top of the Calista urn planters. And the way that's going to just sort of grow, and you'll get some upright flowers, and then you'll get some tumbling over the edges. And that will give colour constantly for a good 6-7 months. Just a little trim back in autumn, springtime. And then it'll just do it all again next year. That's the planter I'm going to put it in.
And that's a fantastic price right now.
It's going to look amazing.
Yeah.
Gillian's just commented, thank you, Gillian. She says, Bex, you've got me obsessed with Erigeron. I'm so pleased because I'm actually obsessed with it as well. You love it in your garden.
I do.
It's a problem solver. It fills gaps.
I did a whole border, and it was like a border full of stones and rubble, basically, left from the builders. And I just didn't know what to do with it. It was just full of weeds. So I dug the weeds out, put Erigeron in there, and I've just got a whole area that's covered in it. And I never think about it. I've got a big garden, so I can't look after every single area all of the time. But the area of Erigeron, and it's probably got about 4 metres by a metre full of it. Never do anything with it, really.
Loads of comments coming in now. Mauritius just said, on the way to Derriford Hospital, there's a really big wall, and on this wall is Erigeron and blue Aubrietia.
Yes.
Which I bet looks amazing.
Yeah.
And Julia says, I too fancy the Erigeron.
Because both Aubrietia and Erigeron, they survive really with very little water.
They grow anywhere, which is what I absolutely adore about this plant. So top 10 of plants, it will be in every garden I ever have. And
you're going to get all 3 there. They're all in flower. We've checked them on the nursery. They're all in flower right now. $14.97, $12.72 if you are one of our many, many club members. I'm so pleased that everyone loves that.
Yeah,
because we do. It's a very useful plant. You know, it really is. So friends of mine live in an old house, and they've got stone steps going down to their garden, and this is growing out of all the cracks in the steps. It's really pretty.
It's
really
cute, isn't
pretty.
it?
Yeah, it's lovely. Right, now we have got a brand new Rose of the Week for you. And it is a stunning one from Harkness Roses. It's known as the Climbing Rose Starlight Symphony. It's only $19.99, £69 for club members, £17. And this got the award of Rose of the Year in 2019. Rose of the Year.
I know, it's quite an accolade.
It is.
Not many climbing roses actually tend to win that Rose
No,
of the
they don't.
Year.
No, they don't.
So
Very
for
few.
a climbing rose to get it, it is even more special. I mean, think about how many roses are released. You know, there are a lot. So to win that is brilliant. So you know you're getting something amazing. Obviously, as Sean said, it comes from Harkness. So again, you know you're getting something incredible. Bear in mind that Harkness have been breeding roses since, was it 1879 or something?
Yes,
or other?
1879.
Won loads and loads of medals, gold, silvers, all sorts at Chelsea Flower Show. A family-run business, and they bring you the most disease-resistant roses. They've been peat-free for a little while now as well, and they've been pesticide-free since the mid-90s, which really helps you to know that you're buying something, you know, really disease-tolerant.
I mean, they were well ahead in terms of organic gardening and breeding. Now, the rose itself is quite a compact climber, so it goes about 2.5 metres. I love the, it's like a semi-double, beautiful white petals, but the stamens are like pink, and there's a little sort of like hint of pink against the white there. And I've just been honest with you. I went to try and find one in flower today, just so you can see it in real life. They're all in bud, but they are covered. So I don't know if you can see here, look. Every single one, look, every single stem is about to burst into flower. So, you know, I wish I could show the flowers, but you can see the image there, but they will be in flower, I'm going to say, in the next couple of weeks. And I always think every garden should have a climbing rose. You know, have you got a wall that looks a little bit ugly, or a fence panel that's a little bit bare? Do you like the idea of having an archway? You know, imagine one of these either side of an archway just meeting in the centre. But climbing roses flower from, this one could, I mean, we probably cut this back, which is why it's just in bud now, but they can flower from May all the way through to October and November. Scent-wise, this is more of a delicate fragrance.
Not overly scented, but overly overly beautiful with those pure white flowers that you get on there, which I think makes up for any lack of fragrance that you might get.
But if you are, you know, it does have a slight bit of spice to the fragrance, but it's very, very delicate. So a great investment, going to be with you in your garden for decades potentially, and it has been bred by Harkness, who are multi-award winning, and all of their roses are so disease resistant, repeat flowering, they're true performers, fabulous fragrances, and a rose that I think is a brilliant investment. $16.99 when you think about, you know, flowering all summer long for decades. Beautiful. 530344. Now let's just quickly remind you, Bex is just checking out all the messages.
I am.
Let's remind you of the Cordyline, the pampas. Now, this is a very special pink pampas. Tends to be more pink when we get a hot summer. So you imagine if you got this last year, it could be amazing. Will go big. This is a full-size pampas. You get 3 of them, and that is 561-155. But it will get to about 2 meters by 2 meters, so do bear that in mind. Then we have got the brilliant Kiwi Jenny. Now this is a kiwi that you can grow in the UK. So fully winter hardy, all it needs is a nice sunny spot, and it normally produces the fruit sort of like September into early October, but give it as much sun as you can. Nice shelter position like south facing fence and wall, just going up against that would be absolutely fabulous. And that is 340098. Now another really exotic fruit is the Acocellariana, the pineapple guava. What an incredible plant this is. So first of all, great foliage, really glossy leaves, but the underside is like a silvery blue, so it's lovely in terms of foliage. The flowers are amazing, but the flowers can also produce these stunning fruits. And I would joke about this one, so it's like a shaved kiwi, but it's a lovely tasting tropical fruit. Those are the flowers, by the way, and they're really exciting. Loads of stamens. It's really out of this world, that, isn't it? And then you've got the 4 petals in the purples and pinks as well. And was out of stock for quite a while, actually. We've got a really good stock of it right now. When I say good, the plants are really big and well established. 680-146 to 1699 or 1444 if you are a club member for that one. Then we've got, everyone's been going crazy for our Erigeron. Some people know this as Sea of Blossom or Mexican Fleabane is another name for it, but it's such a great plant, such a hard worker, fully winter hardy, drought, I'm going to say drought tolerant, like it's very drought tolerant when established. You know, can even grow in cracks of pavements outside of, you know, rocks, things like that. But it is the colours that you get. You get so many beautiful colours, pinks and whites, every single shade, and it flowers all summer long. Doesn't go too tall, it's only about 20 odd centimetres, but it does spread width-wise, so it can really cover nice big areas width-wise. Some of mine are at least 50 centimetres, and that's 560-640. Now, every week we do launch a brand new Rose of the Week, and this one is Rose Starlight Symphony, and it's a beautiful heart and spread rose. One Rose of the Year in 2019, fairly compact, so it goes to about 2.5 metres by 2 metres width-wise, a nice delicate fragrance, a little bit of spice in there, and these beautiful pink stamens in the centre. But that really is it's a lovely rose. Does like a really sunny position. We always say with most roses, not all, but most roses, we say at least 6 hours sunlight to get the maximum blooms on that one. 53344. But good morning, by the way. Welcome to YouGarden TV. You're with myself, Sean Ryan, then Sean Ryan, presenter and plant man. This is Bex Edwards. You've been here a lot more than me recently, haven't you?
I have.
Yes.
It's like I should just set up a bed.
You have been here.
I'll sleep on the compost.
I've been sort of here, there and everywhere with YouGarden because we do work on various platforms, as you probably know. But it's always great to be back in the potting shed. It always feels like home.
It does.
Doesn't it?
It is our home. We've been here a couple of years now.
Couple of years now. Right, we're going to move on to the Kilimanjaro sunrise. But before we do, loads of people in the chat.
There are lots of people. So Suzanne's just said something about the star jasmine. It's got some white crusty lumps on its stem that apparently she's bought it. Some white lumps on the stem of a star jasmine. I can't think what that would be. I tell you, the best thing to do, Suzanne, is get in touch with our customer service team. They are brilliant at looking into these things. So it's cs@yougarden.com. You can even send pictures.
I was going to say, if you want to send a picture.
Yeah, and then they can have a little look into it for you.
I can't think what that could be.
I can't think what that could be either. We'd obviously need to have a look at it.
Yeah.
But the customer service team will definitely look into that for you, Suzanne. So please just get in touch with them and they will sort it all for you.
Because they'd want to check that just in case.
Absolutely. Julia sent some pictures, so we're going to have a little look at those.
Thank you, Julia.
I did see some more. Neil saying he ordered some blooming fast from TikTok on Wednesday. It's out for delivery today. Great service. Thank you so much.
Is that Neil A?
Yes.
How's your Echinopsis doing, Neil? Because it's not, I'll be honest, it's been really far too hot for them.
Neil was mentioning the other day he's got some little brown spots on it in our TikTok live that we were doing.
Well, the Echinopsis.
The Echinopsis can actually suffer in heat and can cause brown spots in the heat.
One of mine did get burnt in the sun, and even the man are like really in the shade behind the greenhouse. But I took off some of my leaves just got a little bit brown. I took them off, and I've like given them even more shade because it's just been too hot for them. But I'm glad they're still alive anyway. Do
you know when the Catherine Rose is going to be coming to us? Because you did that recently, didn't you? We're getting asked when Catherine Rose
it's on our website.
Here. Is it? I think it's available for pre-order, isn't it?
Yeah. They
want to get it on the show though.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Free postage.
I'll tell you what. We'll ask. So, the Catherine Rose, for those of you that maybe saw it on the news, because Her Royal Highness the Princess of Wales was planting the rose with Adam Frost.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So you probably saw that on the news. We have got the rose. It's on our website. It's a bare root on pre-order for, I think it's November. But it's, we saw the rose at Chelsea, didn't we?
We did.
And the fragrance.
Catherine smells amazing.
Oh,
I bet she does as well.
Yeah. I'm not being funny, but when you have a rose that's it's been bred by Harkness, the RHS named it, say, Catherine after Her Royal Highness the Princess of Wales. So, you think about that rose, it is going to be spectacular. But what we'll do, we will ask to see if we can get it on YGTV. We will.
We'll certainly ask the question.
Because then obviously you regulars will get your club discount and everything, so we will certainly ask. But it is on our website.
Penny sent an email with some pictures. Now, a question as well. So she's saying, morning all, agapanthus, oleanders, show those in a second. I saved my washing machine water. Is it safe to use, please, especially in my hanging baskets? Penny, I don't think washing machine water is because of the detergent that you would have been using in your, washing your clothes.
Does she mean that? I wonder if she means tumble dryer. Did you mean tumble dryer? Because you wouldn't normally save any water from the washing machine. It drains away.
No, maybe.
Did you mean tumble dryer?
I think tumble dryer would be fine.
Tumble dryer's fine,
water that comes out of there, but washing machine water, no. So use of grey water is amazing, and you can use like old washing up water, because washing up liquids isn't as chemical laden as washing detergents, and old bath water, shower water, those sorts of things. So grey water like that you can use, but you just got to be careful about grey water where you're using lots of detergents.
Yeah, totally agree. I just can't work out why the washing machine would have water, that's all.
What? How you'd save it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think she's probably talking dryer, maybe.
Yeah.
There was a whole article, and I think it was on Gardener's World website. I'm sure it was Gardener's World, because I was reading all about and using grey water. So if you ever want to have a little look on there, because obviously loads of information.
Because obviously with all the hosepipe bands and things like that.
But let's have a look at Penny's pictures, shall we?
Yes.
Agapantha, oleanders. Yeah, look at that. Beautiful pink oleander. Looking gorgeous with all those flowers. Pretty, Penny.
Yeah, and I have to say, our oleanders are outstanding. They're from Sicily, and they're so well bred and multi-stemmed. Yeah. But it's been a great year for them, hasn't it? Yeah, quite a tropical looking garden there.
Lovely. More oleanders. Oh, you've got the red as well.
Yes.
Very nice. Getting some flowers up on the top there too. That's a nice angle, actually. I like the picture. Very good. And there has got to be an agapanthus in here as well. Come on, where's the agapanthus? No, that's the white oleander. You've got them all, Penny. Love that one. I
really like white.
I do. The white ones are the best.
Do you know, we were with our head gardener the other day, and white isn't one of the most popular colours in gardening, but it is for us. There's your agapanthus, and you've got the white and the blue. I should have taken
my picture. My agapanthus flowered this year.
No, seriously.
It did. There's 3 flower spikes on it. I will take a picture. I'll bring it in at some point. That's lovely, Penny. Well done. Tony, a question today. I have the Physocarpus lady in red that is new this year and has 4 stems about 3 feet high. Now I think I need to be cutting these back to encourage a better shape, but I need your advice. Also a photo of the hydrangea, deep purple, and some rudbeckia. Physocarpus lady in red, that you can to provide the better shape, but I wouldn't be pruning it now, would you? I'd probably be waiting.
I think I'd wait a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, I'd be waiting till end of summer, early autumn.
Yeah, I would.
I mean, it's winter hardy. I would do it autumn, not when it's really frosty, but I'd do it autumn, or I'd leave it until spring and then do my prune in spring, just, you know, after the major frosts have gone. All right, but let's have a look. There it is, look, the Physocarpus. That is the Physocarpus, isn't it? Yes, it is.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
It looks great against that white wall as well.
Yeah, stunning.
Really good. Yeah, I'd probably wait just a little bit, Tony, to do it. I wouldn't do it now. I think middle of summer's not a great time to be. That's
Which
deep purple.
Which one is that?
Deep purple.
I don't remember it.
Maybe you weren't here.
I don't remember it, honestly.
Yeah, we brought it in here, but it might have been when you were doing loads at QVC and you didn't see it.
I was going to say, I would not forget that hydrangea, seriously.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this border. Look at that. Tony! That looks so good. You've got your Bosmove, you've got your Rudbeckia there. What's down the front here? What have we got going on? Those are cute, whatever they are. Love it, Tony.
I can't, just zoom in a bit. Is that a GM to the right, the orange?
Yeah, I think that's a GM. Oh, no.
Is that a bit of Erigeron just poking through as
well? Yeah, a bit of Erigeron coming up. Really pretty, Tony.
And that's a Bosmove to the right.
Bosmove on there as well, yeah. Looking really good.
So I've got a dodgy eye at the moment. So I'm like this. I am, seriously. It was all a bit blurry.
Vicky says, morning, Bex and Sean. My osteos are doing well. The one with the most flowers is the only one in the premium professional compost.
Yes, winner.
Had a bag of different compost that needed using, so time to order more. Happy gardening from Vicky. So Vicky's done a little comparison for us.
Oh, my word.
So,
well,
that's
ours. That's ours. That's our premium professional compost, definitely. The other two are not bad.
They're not bad, but you can see the difference,
yeah.
can't you? Thank you,
Because it makes a big difference, it does. I was so annoyed yesterday, I was doing a friend's garden for him and ran out of our compost.
Oh, there's so many. There's so many. Right. We will try and get to your pictures. We've only got about 40 minutes left. We will be back on Sunday as well, by the way, and it's both of us again on Sunday.
It is.
So if we don't get to show everything today, we'll definitely try and do that on Sunday.
You're going to be sick of me twice in a week, mate.
There are lots of things that we're not able to show you today because we only have 2 hours today. So if you want to get ahead of us, have a little look on the website, click on the live now. You'll be able to see all the items. Anything we haven't brought in today, we'll try and make sure we bring in on Sunday.
But we are going to move on to an award-winning Viburnum, and it's the Plicatum Kilimanjaro Sunrise, $29.99. Do you know this? I mean, viburnums are beautiful plants, but this one does so much. We're going to take you through the journey. So, flowers twice. Flowers twice,
berries as well, and you get an amazing display from the foliage. We always talk about how this is kind of you get sort of 4 distinct periods of interest with this one. You get the first, flowering bit that happens in springtime, and it forms these tiers, which is also why it's known as the wedding cake tree, because you get these kind of shelves of flowers that happen
it reminds me a little bit of Hydrangea Runaway Bride.
Absolutely.
That sort of look. But the flowers, they start off white, but then they change to like a sort of like a pinky shade.
Indeed, yeah. And then the flowers, they go to that sort of blush pink colour.
And then you get these?
In the summertime, you'll get these bright red berries. In fact, I'm sure we had one with the berries on the other day.
Oh, they were on the nursery, yeah.
Yeah.
I should have brought one.
We got loads with the berries on, which happens in summertime, which is going to bring birds and things into your garden.
And then you get a second flourish of flowers.
You do. And then you get this sort of blaze of glory as the leaves change all those fiery tones just before it drops its leaves for winter, goes into hibernation, and then does it all again for you next year.
So you imagine, flowers twice, the flowers change colour, you got the berries as well, you got stunning foliage changing colour in autumn. So it really has just so many chapters and journeys. And I always think with any plant that does more, that gives you more interest. My peonies this year, I had 2 weeks of beauty, and then there was a bit of a storm and they all went over. I still love peonies, and those 2 weeks were magical. But something like the Viburnum Kilimanjaro Sunrise, it really does give you so much for so much longer.
Yeah, and it's totally hardy. This is the other thing. Like, it doesn't need any attention from you. Completely winter hardy.
Now, oh God, you know me in numbers. Did it win Chelsea 2015?
It did, yes.
Yeah,
it
good.
It was 2015.
I was trying to remember every single Chelsea winner and like even the runners-up. So yeah, to win Plant of the Year 2015 at Chelsea is amazing. That's the size. I actually got this from the nursery. I
all big and beautiful.
I'll let you
aren't
into
they?
secret, because we keep our samples for the show outside, and ours had dried out a bit, so we've just given it a bit of a water. So I went to get a fresh one, and all of the ones on the nursery look amazing. That's the size. They're big.
Yeah, they're
they really
are
are.
nice and big in that 3 litre pot, very nicely established, and we've taken £10 off the price for you. So as a club member, look, you're going to get that for £25.49.
That's fantastic. Fully winter hardy. So most soil types, sunny position, but chapters and chapters of interest throughout the year. Right, we've got something brand new for you right now. I say brand new. Have you ever done this one before on YGTV as a standard?
Not as the standard, no. We had the pots in last week, so we had the 9 centimetre pots. I actually bought them, Sean. I'm planting Euonymus as a little low-growing border. This, however, is where I've dug the lavender up.
Oh, fine.
At the front garden.
But you're moving.
I know, but right, I've got this lovely neighbour, Andrew. He's a little bit older, and he's so sweet. Every time I'm out in the front garden, he comes out and he chats to me, and he's like, "What are you doing with this then?" Because it looks a mess at the minute because I've dug all the lavender up, and then I was like, well, I wasn't planning on doing anything. But no, I have to leave it nice because he sort of shares it. It's next to his garden.
I'm with you.
So yeah.
What a nice neighbour.
I was like, I know I'm moving, but I have to make it nice for him before
So
I
you're
go.
doing a mini hedge?
I'm doing a mini hedge, yeah. Now, obviously, we've got the same plant here. We've still got that Euonymus emerald and gold, which I think is a really stunning variety of Euonymus, actually. It's the colours in this one that I really enjoy.
It's one of the more interesting ones, isn't it?
Definitely, but this one, as you see, has been grafted onto the root stem here, which means it's not actually going to get any taller, which is what I really enjoy about standards, and I think we do standards incredibly well here at YouGarden. What you're going to get is a beautiful, evergreen, hardy, gorgeous tree for your garden or for your containers, and it's always going to look good. And do you know what? The only thing you're going to need to do with this one, I mean, obviously, if you've got it in pots, keep it regularly watered. You know, I mean, they're pretty drought tolerant. Euonymus, they can take some abuse. The only thing you're going to need to do with this is maybe an occasional little, you know, snippy snip, trim it up. You could have it as a beautiful sort of topiaried ball if you want to. And to be honest with Euonymus, you can pretty much prune this any time of the year, even in the middle of summer. It doesn't really care.
I've got
There's a ladybird on that one.
Oh yeah, it's good year for ladybirds, by the way, isn't it? It's been a great year. I've got several Euonymus in my garden, but and I use them as fillers, I really do. But one thing I've learned is that they will withstand so much, because I've got some in quite exposed borders where quite high winds and things, and they tend to really, really cope with that. So, you know, they are very robust plants, but it's the first time I've ever seen one grafted as a standard. And actually, if you think about this and compare it to the standards, I think it offers so much more, because it will put up with, say, adverse weather. It is a very easy one to prune and manage. We say sunny position, but part shade is absolutely fine as well.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, look, they're such robust plants. I've just never seen one as a standard before.
No, I agree.
No.
And look, it's award-winning as well. The Emerald and Gold Euonymus has the RHS Award of Garden Merit. So we know, I mean, look, we know, don't we? Most of us as gardeners would know that Euonymus is just bulletproof almost.
Yeah, it is.
But by having that award, anybody who's new and doesn't know Euonymus, you've got the confidence to be able to plant this, because it is totally deemed garden worthy. It's fully winter hardy and would be covered by our lifetime guarantee. Incredibly easy to grow, super low maintenance, and you could let it grow a bit wild, or you could really create that proper topiary pom-pom colour up at the top.
And I think it makes a great alternative to, say, buxus, because a lot of worry, I mean, I'm glad you planted this as hedge rather than buxus, because buxus, there's a buxus blight that can really destroy it, you know, or really cause quite a lot of problems. I mean, I've got standard bays outside my front door, but then they're only hardy to about -5, -6. So, you know, this is a great alternative. And when you think about this, you might want to go for pear. You've got that all year round interest. Euonymus never looks bad.
Never.
It always looks good.
Yeah.
You know, Christmas time, you can put some nice little lights around it and things like that. You can underplant it with your summer bedding, your winter bedding, your spring bulbs. So a great long-term investment, and so incredibly easy to look after. 511645 for the Emerald Gold Standard there. Right. We are going to have a little wander back to the Nandina Obsessed. We're going to remind you of it, I should say, because it's been incredibly popular, and it's another really, really hard-working plant. So this is that lovely kind of reddy coloured one that you can see right now. I say reds, you get pinks, you get reds, you get oranges, greens. Grows about 1.20 m, all soil types pretty much, drought tolerant when established. It's an easy one, but it is absolutely beautiful. And you do get flowers and berries as well. 510 759. Then we brought you the brilliant Buddleia Butterfly Candy Collection. Candy is a particular breed of Buddleia that is compact, so it only goes to about 80 centimetres maximum, but it does really attract the butterflies, which are so important. When we think about butterflies, very important for pollinating our crops, our wildflowers. They really help out our bees, of course, as well. And this collection consists of a white, a lovely kind of pink, and you get the purple as well. So it's like a selection that adds so much more interest and is incredibly compact. Now, one of our most popular collections that we have here at YouGarden are our magical collections of hydrangeas, I should say, because the magical series change colour, and this is no exception. The flowers start off like a whitey cream with a bit of green, but as they age towards the late summer and autumn, they become this fabulous crimson red, and they are beautiful. They are a particularity, so that means the big conical kind of cone shapes of flowers. Those flower spikes can be 30 centimetres when established, and this one will grow to about 1.20 m. Now, most hydrangeas, in fact all pretty much, they love to be kept moist, so do bear that in mind. If you're growing in a pot, just keep it well watered, and I would advise morning sun and evening sun, but keep it out of the hot midday sun because that can dry out. Totally winter hardy, and that is 511 635. That's a really good price on that one, actually. This is cute. This is the lavender mini standard known as a nuke. It's French lavender, so again loves the sunny spots. Very easy to grow, but the flowers on a French lavender, I mean, obviously you've got the great fragrance, as you can imagine, but they're a lot more exotic. You've got like little wings on the top. They're almost like little blue butterflies, aren't they? And it really just creates that lovely look. But it's a really compact standard, so you've got that tall stem up to about 45 centimetres tall in the 12 centimetre pot. $16.99 is your discount club price. And we also brought you another Buddleia, but this is a tricolour. So unlike the candy series, this is one plant. I say one plant, it's actually three, but grown together as one plant. So when you put this in your garden and it flowers, it normally flowers kind of like July, August time, you get that tricolour experience. So it makes it a lot more interesting. Absolutely beautiful. That is 511 613 for the Buddleia tricolour. £11.04 is the discount club price. Now, good morning if you have just joined us. Welcome to, of course, YGTV. And we are live till 12 o'clock today, and we've still got you quite a few things to share. Now, we have got a bit Buddleia mad today, I'll be honest.
We have. We've got 3 different varieties of Buddleia for you to choose from.
Yes. But, you know, if you're looking for Buddleia, you're certainly in the right place today. But
we're all about choices.
We are. And I think, I mean, look, maybe I shouldn't say this.
Oh, but, careful.
Well, I'm going to say if you're somebody that likes maybe slightly more muted colours, things a little bit more, I'm not going to say tasteful because I love the other two as well, but I think berries and cream as a colour palette is very desirable.
Yes, and I agree with you on this one, because it's something I'm thinking about for the new garden as well, is doing an area which is just going to be the purples, pinks and whites.
And that looks lovely.
And I think it's a really gorgeous colour combination, quite classy and elegant, isn't it?
Thanks, Bex, because that's what I've got in a big part of my garden, and it does look lovely. Yeah, purples, whites, and
I've always been for the rainbow of colour, whack it in. I like that. My hanging baskets this year are nuts. You should see them, Sean. You wouldn't like them. They are just the riot of colour.
I know. That's not true, Bex, because I've done some riots of colour at the pub.
I think it's awesome, honestly.
Yeah.
But to have those little sections that are colour coordinated, and you've got that with one plant here. It's the berries and cream. Look at those colours that you've got on there. Those purples and those whites just kind of melding in together. And of course, it's a Buddleia. Of course, you're going to bring all those pollinators into your garden. Beautiful conical flower heads. They can be, 8 inches long, which means that you're going to bring so many pollinators into your garden with them. They'll be flocking around those flowers. Very simple and easy to look after, of course. We've talked about how they're drought tolerant. They're not fussy on soil type, just ideally if it can be free draining, that would be the best thing for them. They don't like to sit in water. And a once annual prune, that's it. Flowering in summer and bringing those pollinators in.
Yeah, and I normally prune mine sort of just as a new growth starting. They flower on the new growth, so even sometimes you can hack a Buddleia right back and it will still flower, of course, that season as well. But yeah, if you're trying to get a bit of a colour scheme or a theme, the berries and cream is very tasteful. We often do berries and cream in our winter pansies, and they're always really popular as well. It just works, doesn't it? They're really quite beautiful. Really beautiful.
And actually, this one was bred by, his name was Peter Moore, after like 6 years of trials or something or other. And it's a cultivar that's supposed to attract more pollinators than any other. So this one is supposed to be even more attractive to pollinators.
And is it a sterile one, this one?
That I don't know.
I don't either. I think it is. Not that it matters, but sometimes some of the varieties of Buddleias can tend to self-seed everywhere. I'm pretty sure that one won't. But it's a lovely, lovely plant. Really
gorgeous.
Is. And very easy. Like Sunny Spot, well-drained soil.
Multi-branched, really bushy, really lovely. Once you get that plant, and actually there's flowers coming. Look.
Yeah.
Those little flowers.
There you go.
Coming off on
yeah,
those.
there.
A couple of them.
So it will be flowering this year, but it's a really tasteful Buddleia. I think it really is. And it's 5 to 1, 6, 1, 2, known as berries and cream. And maybe that is just, so we've given you 3 choices of Buddleia, the small candy series. Then we gave you the tricolor, which is a bit more out there, festival colour, a bit more bolder. This is a little bit more, say, subtle in its colour palette, so the choice is yours. And there's no right and wrongs in gardening, is there? We're never going to say, oh, that's the wrong colour there, but We've all got different tastes. I like to mix up. Some years I'm like, loads and loads of colours. Sometimes I'll theme it and be a bit more subtle, but I do love the berries and cream. Right, we have got figs for you right now. Now, again, it's been a really good year for figs.
Really good year. I've got figs growing on my on my fig tree. It's looking amazing.
Same here.
I was just having a look at these because I'm pretty sure these on the ones we've got in the potting shed, I can see the start of figs forming on there as well.
Oh, yes.
I think there's a few just starting to form on these ones. So this is an awesome plant if you are, look, if you grow figs, great. And yes, this is a grow your own. And of course, you can grow your own figs from them. Look there. Can you see in the joint there? There's one there.
Do you know what amazes me?
There's another one down
when
there
they produce figs, they just come from nowhere, don't they?
Yeah. They just appear all of a sudden. And on the other one over this side, they're just in that little joint there.
And I tell you what, although these are the smallest figs that we sell in terms of pot size, 9 centimetres, the size of the plants themselves are really good.
Yeah.
Not being funny, but these could easily be in a 1 litre pot.
I think so. You're right. I think they've
that's
got
really
a bit of
good
a rump
value.
on. Actually, you can see the new growth that's come through on these because you can see the browner growth.
You can
see the green growth, which is this year's, and these are ready to be potted on. Keep the roots restricted is our top tip. Somebody did comment on one of my videos on TikTok the other day saying I don't, and I get figs all the time. But our advice is definitely, and from your experience as well, Sean, because you put yours in the ground, didn't you? And
I had mine in a pot for years. Had loads of figs, put it in the ground, it grew massive, but I had
figs.
No figs, not a single one.
Yeah.
But loads of leaves.
And then repotted?
I dug it up and it was a bit risky because I I'll be honest, I savaged some of the roots did get a little bit damaged, but I shoved it back in a pot. I think it was so stressed, it was like, I need to produce some figs, I need to reproduce, so I've got loads of figs this year. So yeah, I'm with Bex. I do agree that generally they do produce better crops when they're contained in pots. But you might just want the leaves, some people grow figs just for leaves. But that value is incredible, it really is. And 3 of those in pots grouped together could look amazing. Right, any comments, Bex?
Yeah, just dingoes.
Hello, Dingo.
Getting mad at us for making him buy 6 Dixonia tree ferns. Sorry, Dingo.
6?
He's got 6 of them. He got a really good deal. After using his membership, saved extra money, so he got a really good deal. Sorry, but do you know what? Those 6 will look amazing, Dingo, because they're not massive. They don't grow quickly, so that'll be amazing.
I'll just let you know, Dingo. I've got quite an old one. So, it's like a proper log. It's about that big, and I nearly killed it this year.
Did you?
And do you know why? I blame it on the other half. We've got like an undercover shade area where I keep it. and the roof opens up on this shade area. It's this metal construction thing. And Jay had actually closed the roof, and I didn't realise, so the crown got no water for quite a few months. And honestly, I thought I'd lost it. And then I started to soak the crown, and it's only just come back now. Only just come back. Got 2 leaves. But yeah, I let the crown dry out.
Uh-oh. Never let that happen.
No, I didn't know. Right.
Okay, can I show these pictures, please, Matt?
Go on, that looks lovely.
Right, this is something I've never grown. So this is from Nathan. Liatris spicata. And it was in one of our
it was in the 300 bulb collection?
It was in our 300 bulb collection.
Is that where these came from?
He said he bought them in 2023 and they're coming through now, so I don't know if it was from the collection or not. But now,
they look amazing.
I remember talking about these in the bulb collection and saying those are spectacular, but now actually seeing a picture of a customer growing them, I want those in my garden.
And just to think,
look at that.
If you did buy the 300 bulb collection, that was just a tiny part of that collection.
Whoa.
Yeah, amazing, aren't they?
They're stunning. I will be getting those. Thank you for sending that in, Nathan. They look amazing.
But again, I know they love full sun, don't they? And so they've done amazing this year. Yeah, you're right. I've not got those either.
No, I'm getting them now.
So yeah, thanks for that.
Right.
Something I have grown many times, lily of the valley.
Right, okay, so I'm going to annoy everybody. I did it the other day on TikTok and I'm going to do it to you now. It's time to start thinking about the next seasons in your garden.
It is.
It is. Thank you, Sean. I got in trouble the other day, but in a joking way. But it is, isn't it?
It is.
We are sitting back, we're enjoying our summer garden. However, as gardeners, we have to start thinking about the next seasons. This is your spring or late winter, early spring garden. About April, isn't it, they come out?
Yes,
yeah,
April
Lily
time.
of the Valley, about April time. Get these planted now. You're going to get 3 of the 9 centimetre pots, and then you will have beautiful bell-shaped white flowers in springtime, and of course the amazing scent of Lily of the Valley. Ideal for light or full shade positions in your garden. So yes, you can have flowers, you can have fragrance, you can have beauty in the shadier spots of your garden, and it's award-winning with the RHS Award of Garden Merit.
And what I love about Lily of the Valley, it does spread and naturalise really, really well. So you'll know if you've ever lived in a house that's had this there for several years, you get a carpet of this magnificent colour, this beautiful pure white. And what is interesting, Lily of the Valley is a fantastic fragrance, but when you actually buy it, because you think about it's used in candles and lots of high-end fragrances, but actually most of it is not actually derived from the plants. It's actually really quite difficult. Yeah. So it's actually normally it's synthetic. When you buy Lily of the Valley candles and fragrances, that's synthetic, but the real fragrance from the plant is magical.
Really is.
And I have seen that in full shade, like absolute full shade, and it still does really well.
Yeah.
So which is incredible, really. To get a flower that is so beautiful and so fragrant in full shade is incredible. But it does naturalise, it spreads very easily. Does like to be quite moist, though, Lily of the Valley, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. I mean, it'd grow well in my my clay garden, in actual fact. It's a beautiful one. You'll get all 3 of those been grown on here at the nursery. I think they're pretty rooty. Yes, they are. The roots are trying to escape out the bottom of the pot. And
as Bex was saying, it's a great time to buy these now, get them established, then you're going to get loads of flowers next year.
Yeah. Don't wait until next year and think, I need something for that spot. Get it in now. Start planning it now. Because
quite often, because we do sell them as pips as well, which you can buy sort of in the winter time, but they're not going to flower in the first year. These will flower next year beautifully.
Definitely.
They will die down in the winter,
you can
so don't
see
worry.
the faded flower spikes on here as well, by the way, from where they were earlier on in the year. So you know that those are ready to flower.
But what they will do is they'll put their energy now into forming great root systems. They've done the flowering bit, now they just want to really settle in. Right, we're going to move on though to rhododendrons next.
Well, again,
this is amazing, this collection, isn't it?
Again, we're talking about your spring garden for you here. So this is the rhododendron hybrids collection. You're actually getting all 3 of these. There's another one here, look. All 3 of those. You're going to get the lilac, the red and the pink included. Now these are going to flower gorgeously for you. You will get all of those beautiful blooms on these plants, and they are one of the showiest flowers that you can have in your sort of spring garden. But right now you're planting them for their evergreen foliage, and look how glossy and beautiful that foliage is.
It honestly looks like Bex and I have been out with a polish.
Yeah, the leaf shine or something.
But we haven't. That's the natural colour.
Yeah.
and finish of those leaves. They're beautiful, aren't they?
They are really gorgeous. And I don't know if you remember us bringing them in the potting shed earlier on this year when they were in bloom.
Yeah.
They were incredible. And these are nice, big, established ones as well.
And I tell you what, the lilac colour is actually really unusual, and you get one of those included. Everyone was talking about that, weren't they? It's when you see it flower, it is incredible. Now, don't forget, these do need acid soil, so you need ericaceous compost. We do have it available on our website, but you absolutely need acid soil for these. If you don't give them acid soil, they really do struggle.
They do indeed, but they grow relatively slowly. They're not going to take over. They need a part shade position in your garden, and generally no real pruning required on these at all.
There you go, that's a lilac.
Beautiful.
Yeah, and they are hybrids, so they are really special breeds of the most stunning rhododendrons. Again, we always say part shade, they do best in, so morning sun or evening sun, just try and avoid the full midday sun. But they are one of the absolute showstoppers in springtime. They really, really are. And they do work well together. If you haven't got acid soil, then just grow them in pots. Use ericaceous compost. As Beck said, they don't grow too quickly. So you can have them in pots for many, many years. And I love the fact that even when they're not flowering, you've still got the most fantastic fragrance as well. Right.
Quick one. I've been allowed to show one. Chrissy.
Hello, Chrissy.
Thank you, Chrissy. Chrissy says, I've just started watching the channel. Thank you and welcome. Hello. And thought I would send a picture of the brilliant cannas and gerberas plus pots I bought a few weeks ago from YouGarden. Really pleased with them. Thanks. I joined the club and it's brilliant value.
Great.
Nice to have you on board, Chrissy. Thank you so much. So there she's got her canna lilies potted up. She's got her gerberas potted up. I think that is oh no, it's the one with the stripes on it. I can't remember what we call it. It's not the infinity. But yeah, she's got her pots there as well.
Just zoom into the cannas a bit, can you, at the back?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, beautiful.
Oh,
and again, it's been a great year for canna lilies, hasn't it?
So good.
So thank you for finding us.
Yeah, thank you, Chrissy. Really nice to have you on. A new member of the team. We love it here.
We are here every Thursday at 10 till midday, and then we're here on a Sunday 9:30 till 12:30. But if you miss any of the shows, you can watch us. They're all uploaded to YouTube.
Yeah, you can watch back on Facebook as well.
Yeah.
Oh, Neil's saying what? He's going to be out on Sunday. He's going for an 8.5 mile walk. Where are you going this time, Neil? Somewhere gorgeous in the Peak District. Stanage Edge, you're doing my favourite walk. I love Stanage Edge. I love it up there.
I just hope it's not too hot on Sunday.
Oh,
no, there's Sunday showers.
Yeah, no, I think it's going to be okay this weekend. Oh. That's good walking weather.
Yeah.
That is good walking weather.
But yes, we will miss you, Neil. But you can always watch it back. Yeah, you can always watch us later on. Right, still got a few plants to show you, and I know this is one of Bex's absolute favourites, the Wisteria Amethyst Falls. I have to say, and I love it, I just haven't got it yet in my garden, but I have to say the size of these right now, for $29.74 for club members, that is amazing, isn't it?
I mean, this is the Wisteria Amethyst Falls, so if you want a wisteria that first of all is going to flower for you in the first year, and second of all is going to remain relatively compact, this is the variety that you go for. Now my wisteria, I've got two of them in actual fact, my two Wisteria Amethyst Falls, both of them are reflowering right now. Obviously your flowering season for Wisteria Amethyst Falls it's springtime. Actually, Amethyst Falls flowers a little bit later than other varieties of wisteria as well, which I really enjoy, because when everybody else's have gone over, mine is still flowering, which I love. But mine is flowering again, so you do often get flowers coming back out during the summertime. They are fantastic plants for bringing pollinators into your garden, and very sort of, when you talk about plants, then there's some plants that are very aspirational. I think wisteria falls into that category.
Yeah, I agree. There's something very tasteful about wisteria.
I read an article once, and I cannot guarantee this obviously, but I did read an article once that having a wisteria on your house can actually increase the value of it.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, I could.
People would...
Yeah, well, it's like you drive past a house in springtime, and when the wisteria's in flower, you just fall in love with that house.
Yeah.
You do. Yeah, I get that. But if you buy it now and it arrives in the 4-litre pot, there's a very good chance you will get a flourish of flowers in late summer and
mine's
early autumn.
reflowering at the moment. It often throws out a few extra flowers throughout summer, but getting it now, getting it climbing, honestly, these have taken off. These have grown loads, and there's still plenty of growing time left. And that means that when you get to wisteria flowering time next year, you've already got a really nicely established plant, and you'll have gorgeous flowers.
And the difference with this variety, a lot of wisteria, the Asian varieties, when you plant them, they can take years to flower. They just don't like being moved and things. This will flower, hopefully this summer, late summer, early autumn, but definitely next springtime, in about May time.
A lot of people, you'll find advice that says don't buy a wisteria unless it's in flower, and I agree with that. Unless you're buying an amethyst falls. This is a precocious flowering plant. It will flower in its early years.
And it is easy to look after as well. Nice sunny spot, although you've got one of yours in part shed, haven't you?
They do, well, no, they're mostly sun, southwest facing, and they get sun from about, I'd say 10 or 11 o'clock in the morning through to the evening.
So they do get a good amount,
a good amount.
And that's what they do want.
Good 6 hours.
Yeah. You really want full sun, ideally, for those as well. Right, we are also going to show you one of the easiest palms to grow in the UK. It's the Phoenix canariensis. It's only $17.99, $15.29 for club members. And I always think, we've had a lovely summer, haven't we? We've had lots of great weather. And if you've got this in your garden, you will honestly feel like you're abroad. You really will, because these are a palm that grow really well in the Canaries. You'll find them pretty much all over the various Canary Islands, but it's one of the easiest to grow in the UK. It's one that you've got as well, haven't you?
3 of them.
3 of these.
I know that's a bit greedy, but yeah, I'm container growing them. They don't grow fast, which is what I actually really like about them, and they can actually cope with a little bit of cold. A lot of people say they can't, but they can. I mean, I'm growing mine. I've not given them any winter protection. They are next to the house, admittedly, so maybe that's made the difference. But I didn't protect them in winter, and we got -6, -7 where I live.
And we do say hard it's about -6 in general. But if you do, particularly cold winter, do just give them that.
Very easy to look after.
It is, especially if it's in a pot as well. In the south, I mean, I did see there's one of these on the Isle of Wight that does literally look like that. So if you are in the south,
you can get them looking like that, can't you?
But in other parts of the country, grow them in pots and containers. They'll grow really nicely, quite slowly, but they give you the most incredible architecture. They are a little bit spiky, so just bear that in mind. I mean, not too spiky,
they're fine.
But a little bit spiky, so just bear that in mind. And all in maintenance-wise, the bottom leaves, as they go over, because they'll go a little bit brown over a period of time, just chop those off, and then it forms that lovely kind of like pineapple-shaped base as well. And just an easy palm that's, say, low maintenance, that looks fantastic. I think if you want a bit of a contemporary look as well, these in a nice pot with some gravel can give a really kind of sharp, contemporary look to your garden. I know when I had my little balcony in Leeds, I used to have a couple of these. They did survive even in Leeds, actually.
Yeah,
even in Leeds, they survived, Bex.
Even in Leeds.
Even in Leeds.
They're very, they're pretty tough plants and very beautiful with their evergreen foliage as well.
Yeah, I love them. And that is the Phoenix canariensis 680005, $15.29 for club members. Now, don't forget, if you are new to the live stream, I know we've had some new, viewers today. To get the best value, then you always have to use the offer code, and that is YGTV2925. What that does, it unlocks any promotions, but it also gives you free postage as well. So please, I know we've mentioned that a few times throughout the live stream, but to get free postage, you need to put in the offer code YGTV2925. Changes every week. Also, to get the best prices, join our club. I mean, we've had some amazing comments and compliments about our club membership today. It's only, say, £10 for the year. That's an auto renewal. You get reminded at the end of the year. You can always cancel, of course, but I'm sure you wouldn't want to. But that will give you, remember, for just £10, you'll get 15% off all plants and accessories. You'll get 7.5% off outdoor living and machinery. That's all of our tools and things. £20 worth in product vouchers. So you get 4 £5 vouchers. They arrive in the post once you've joined. You also get 2 free P&P vouchers. Why would we want those, Bex? Why do we need those?
Well, unfortunately, when you're shopping the website, you have to pay postage on those items. Obviously, everything we bring into the potting shed, when you use the code, you get free postage. But if you shop the rest of the website, there is a postage postage cost to pay. So giving you those few vouchers means that you can actually shop the website and get a couple of orders with free postage.
And actually, for those of you that ask about the Catherine Rose, which we don't currently have on the show, but it is on the website, you could use your postage voucher for that, couldn't you?
Exactly that.
So anyway, loads of benefits. Right, we are nearly out of time. We are going to go back to the Nandina Obsessed Sacred Bamboo, and you will be obsessed with this plant.
Yeah, like
you
tough,
will.
Resilient, hardy. I mean, I'm being the British weather. It's absolutely fine. Tipping water on it. It's absolutely fine, this. It can cope with anything that you throw at it. It is tough as old boots, hard as nails, can cope with cold, can cope with heat, can grow in containers, can grow in the ground, doesn't mind salt spray, doesn't mind pollution. Like, it really is bulletproof, and it is beautiful, evergreen, gorgeous foliage, and grows in a really nice, neat shape. You don't even need to prune it if you don't want to.
And as I said earlier, for if you... in pots and containers, that is the centrepiece. You've got it all year round. Then all you need to do is plant around it with summer bedding, winter bedding, spring bulbs. You know, you imagine that with snowdrops around it. You imagine that with some crocus bulbs. I know we're not planting bulbs quite yet, but it's a really easy, versatile plant. One of our favourites, always gets great reviews, and it's only $15.29. Always interesting, always changing colour, and that's 510 759. Now, we've had quite a big selection of Buddleias today, and a lot of you have been asking for Buddleias. The smallest, if you're looking for small Buddleia, is the Candy series. These will only go to about 80 centimetres.
Indeed, 80 centimetres high, 80 centimetres spread. So if you want a container grow your Buddleias, this is the selection to go for. You will get all three. You'll get that lovely creamy one, the purple one, and the pinky coloured one as well. They are flowering right now. I think the majority of them are as well. So hopefully you'll receive ones that have already got flowers on. If they haven't, they won't be far behind. Bringing all those pollinators into the garden for you as well. And a really simple, easy to plant, to look after. Once annual prune, and can be drought tolerant once this gets established.
And butterflies are attracted by scent and colour, so you've got it all on those, haven't you? You really have. But there's the smallest ones that we have. So if you want compact Buddleia, only goes about 8 centimetres, 511 286. Then we brought you a beautiful hydrangea. It's part of our magical series, and our magical series change colour, basically. So these flowers, they start off like a lovely creamy white, and then as they age, they get really red, don't they?
They do, ooh. And they get lovely fiery tones to the colours of the flowers there, which is really a beautiful colour change that you get on here. It's something interesting constantly when you're going out and you're looking at the plant and how it's going to change all those gorgeous colours. You rarely get those sort of fiery colours on a hydrangea, so this is really standout and special. It is a deciduous plant, drops its leaves in winter, but if you leave those faded flower heads on over winter, it does provide that winter interest. And because it's a paniculata, means that it's going to flower on its new growth, so it makes pruning really simple. Just do it in spring, and all the new growth will hold the new flowers.
And I always think paniculatas, they do have a bit of a striking look to them. Those conical shaped flowers are just magnificent, and they can get really big as well. The flowers, I should say. The plant will only go to about 1.20 meters, so not too big, and great for your pots and containers. And yes, this should flower this year. I mean,
it's got some flowers on. They grow quite quickly as well.
Yeah, I would say full size in about 3 years. Yeah, that one has. So I've missed the flowers out at the bottom. But many of them do have flowers on right now. Then we brought you the brand new lavender, the mini standard Anouk. French lavender grown as a mini standard. And I would say if you've got, this would look great in my mum's garden. My mum's got like a little country cottage garden. I could imagine this on her wrought iron table in the middle in a little pot, because this fragrance is beautiful, isn't it?
Fragrance is lovely, maintenance is simple, pollinator friendly, and because it's a French lavender variety, it's actually just, I think, a little bit more interesting than the English lavender, just because you get those little wings up at the top there with those petals, which is really pretty.
Yes. Do we agree the French are more interesting? I'll let you decide. But they are. But when it comes to lavender, I'd say
I'm going for it with the lavender.
I'd agree.
Look, I've got English lavender in my garden, but I do like the look of the French lavender flowers.
I've got both. I really have. And I like them equally. But the French is a little bit more flamboyant. It really is. Then we've got you our final Buddleia, which is the Buddleia tricolor. And this is very interesting. That's the size you get, by the way. And I said earlier, they do need repotting. Look. They do.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the size you get. That really is big enough to be in probably a 3 litre pot, at least a 2 litre. So when you get it home, then try and repot it as soon as you can, because the current stock, it's grown. I mean, it's been sunny, it's been hot. These have grown really quite big for the size of pots. But it's actually 3 plants that have been grown together to give you this tricolor experience. So you get the lovely kind of purple, you get the pinks, you get the creams. Great for really getting those butterflies in your garden. But also, I just think it looks a bit more exciting. You know, some Buddleias, some people think they look a little bit dull. Not the tricolour. I think it really does give you that fiesta of colour. Loves sunny position, nice well-drained soil, fully winter hardy, and only £12.99, £11.04. Right, final few messages.
Just a couple then. So Neil, I'm not sure if the Rudbeckia Ophelia who's watching on TikTok, I'm not sure it's going to make it into the potting shed, to be honest with you, Neil. I haven't seen it in any plans, so I'm going to say probably not, but we can certainly ask the question. Marissa thinks that Lily of the Valley is old-fashioned, reminds her of her aunt. Do you know what? That's
Fair
absolutely
enough.
fine. We've all got our favourites.
Yes.
Anne said she bought them last year and they smell divine. So we all have our favourites. So you just got to go with whatever you like. That's what we're all about here, bringing you all of those gorgeous things.
I would call them a classic.
Victoria, you've sent an email, problem with your order. I'm so sorry that you've got a problem with it. I know you're going to order the Kiwi on the show, but please could you send that email to our customer service team, because we just don't have access to the customer service thing. It's not what we do in the potting shed. So if you send it to cs@yougarden.com, they will look into that and they will sort it all out for you.
They're in a completely different building.
Yes, and they will be able to fix it. They've got authority to fix all of those problems.
We are nearly out of time. So Bex and I are back Sunday morning, 9:30 till 12:30. I'm on TikTok this afternoon, about 1 o'clock till 4, with a different selection of plants. So if you want to watch on TikTok, I'm there this afternoon. Are you on tomorrow on TikTok, Bex?
I'm in tomorrow, so if you are on TikTok, you can see me tomorrow afternoon.
Right.
Or if not, we will both be back on Sunday from 9:30.
So thank you to everybody. We've loved being with you today, and we'll see you Sunday, 9:30.